Hey guys, it's Fancy.
And I'm Mac.
And you're watching the Good Wives Network. Alrighty. So as you can see, we have got a show planned for you today. I came with notes. I came with evidence.
You
I'm
sure
coming
did.
with an interview. I am ready because we are gone on the truth train. Woo,
Yes,
woo.
we are. We're on the truth train.
And despite what other
all
to be
aboard.
not named,
No.
say the truth train is making a difference, and
Sure
the adults in
is.
the room have come together to do this. And I don't care what anyone else says about it. This is necessary. This case is important, and we need to have the truth out there. That's what I am
Hey,
saying.
Alicia. Hey, Abel. Hey, Kimmy. Victor. Hello.
Hey guys.
Rangudo. Hello.
All right, guys, make sure you're liking and sharing and copying and pasting and putting it out there, no matter where you're joining us. Today, we're on Rumble, we're on YouTube, and on Facebook. So you guys can be tuning in from several different places. Very excited to have y'all here. I'm so glad that we are doing this today. So as you can see, what we're going to do right now is I said 2019, but I was wrong. In 2021, I was able to interview one of the very first responders to the welfare call for Dee Dee and Gypsy after the
hey Kim, good to have you.
The Facebook post went out stating that bitch is dead. So I was able to interview. She's a first responder, and if you listen to her story, she ends up not completing her training because she was in training at the time for this. Because of this story, she doesn't end up finishing her training, and she ends up going back and becoming a jail guard where Gypsy Rose is being held in the Greene County Jail.
Love you too, sweetheart.
So this is an exclusive interview. No one else has ever been able to interview Officer Hughes. And unfortunately, my former delinquent Brandy Jolly is part of the interview. So you'll just have to excuse her obnoxiousness while we are watching this. I'm very sorry, guys. And if you want it without her, you can always go buy
A
our books, the
second
transcripts of the podcast, where we took it out so that you would just get the questions and the answers without all
table.
of the snark. So, alrighty, guys, before we get started here, I'd like to get it up to at least 50 people in the room. If you guys can keep on doing, how's everybody doing? Are we prepared for Christmas? Are we
I'm
prepared
getting
for
there. I'm
Christmas?
getting there.
You're baking and
Yeah.
baking and baking. I gave you
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
address so
Yeah.
I can get that fudge.
Tomorrow's a pie. Tomorrow's the pie.
Ooh.
Yeah, girl.
Tomorrow we go to church and we go to dinner at my mother-in-law's. We're having a rather just simple dinner. I think we're going to do like ham sliders and kind of do like a picnic style. Because it's not, we don't have a big family here. You know, it's just me, the
We always get
girls.
Chinese food on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's just me, the
We
girls,
just do. It's just
my
I don't know why, but we
mother-in-law,
do.
my mother-in-law's sister, my husband's aunt, you know, and my husband. So, but
Merry
normally what we do
Christmas
is
too, sweetheart.
we do a prime rib usually, and then Craig turns it into prime rib chili. And oh my God, it's so good. But we're just not doing that this year. He's not feeling up to it, and it's quite expensive. So
Right, and
anyway, guys,
I know what I like just keeping it simple. Quite honestly, it's more
yeah,
about who you're with
yeah,
and having a good time, having good food, having you know what I mean.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be an expensive meal to be a good meal. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
no, no. We didn't even get our tree up this year with Craig having the heart attack and everything. Wyatt's got his little tree upstairs and all the presents are underneath there. It makes it look
Yeah, I
so
think
much
that's
more
so
like it makes
sweet.
it so much more than it looks like if I were to put it under the
Right?
tree.
No, it
Because
looks like
his
you
tree's
have a
like this
clapboard.
big, you know? So, yeah, his tree's just that big. It's not very big at all.
Yeah, I have a little
Um,
tree I usually like put up in my room, but I didn't do it this year. But I always like I have my lights up and whatever, but I just didn't want to do all that this year.
right, right,
It's been a
right,
lot, you know what I mean? My mom
right.
was sick, and then I was sick, then you were sick, and Craig was sick, and yeah, it's been kind of
It's been a
crazy.
lot of sick,
Kind of
sick, sick,
crazy.
sick, you know. So, and I just wanted you guys to know, remember our super chats are running, our cash apps are at the bottom. And we do have a new subscription, and we will be creating content for our subscribers starting in January. We'll be creating exclusive content for the different levels. So get in now. Everything we do here is on a volunteer basis. So we always appreciate anything that you guys are willing to give and help us to do the work that we do. We sure do appreciate it.
I
So,
know how that is, Abel. I always mess with my tree once it's up. I always have
oh,
to
I do too. I
adjust
can't
this,
leave it
adjust
alone.
that. Did you want to fancy? Did you want to talk about until we fill up a little bit more? Did you want to talk about the video you did earlier about the real death of?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I put out a video earlier, both on TikTok and over here,
Oh my God.
because I was in a
Sorry,
live.
real quick. I see Sweet Pea and my heart just leapt because that's what I call my daughter, and that's how I have her name in
Oh,
my phone. I'm like, oh my God,
oh,
is
I'm
she
so
here? And like, not that
sorry.
I'm not excited that you're here, Sweet Pea, but that's just I love that somebody else is called that. That's I like that.
Oh,
I do.
I'm so sorry that you lost your son. I lost my mom 20 years ago,
I'm
a
sorry
couple
too,
days before
sweetheart.
Thanksgiving as well. It's a really hard time for me too. I understand.
Especially when
So,
that kind of stuff is around the holidays, you know.
yeah, yeah. So,
But
uh,
yeah, she gave me a good feeling just by seeing her name. I hope that makes you feel a little bit better.
yeah, I hope so too. I'm very sorry
Yeah,
for your loss.
me
Okay,
too, man.
so so the video I put out, I was on a live over on TikTok on a panel, and basically I call them the rookies. You know, everybody calls them the rookies because they're basically just newbies. Okay, they don't know a lot about the case, they argue a lot, they get very emotional sometimes. Some of the guests come up and say the most absurd things,
Right,
because they're just not all that informed yet. Some of them are
right,
doing their best
right.
to catch up and get informed, but they're not yet. And so I was up on the panel and I was trying to correct some things because one of the panelists was talking about how Christy had said that Dee Dee, you know, murdered Claudinia, or I mean, sorry, Emma Emma, who's her mother, by starving her to death or suffocating her. And if you remember, I think it's in Gypsy's Revenge where they go out to Emma's grave, which is right next door to Emma and, or not, well, it is Emma's house as well, but now it's Laura May and Claude's house. And I think Laura May passed away, so it's Claude's house, Claude Senior's house. The cemetery for all the family is right next door. So if you watch it, Christy's walking over there and she's talking about, she goes, I asked Claudia the other day if after all this has come out, does she think that maybe Dee Dee killed her mom? And Claudia said, well, I didn't before, but maybe now. Now, I'm not saying that Claudia said that. I don't believe Claudia said that. I think that that's all a Christy bullshit. Because if you want to look, and I can bring it up really quick here. Let me see if I have it. No. Okay, stop that screen. Let's put us big here real quick. And then, okay, let me see. No, damn it. I want to show it to you guys. Image file. Let me see here. Did I save it? Where the hell did I put it? Darn it. Hold on. That's not where I want to go. Well, okay. You guys can go look at it over there. Basically, it is Emma's death certificate. And in the where it says cause of death, it's checked natural causes. And then if you go down further and you look at what they wrote, it is that the matter of death is a sudden cardiac arrest. And then if you look at the underlying causes, it tells you that she had a history of cardiac, what the hell was the wording? Coronary disease, a coronary heart disease. Okay. Yeah. So she didn't die from Dee Dee. And this person even doubled down when I tried to explain this to them. And they were like, no, that heart attack was when Emma was running a marathon. And I'm like, Emma?
Yeah.
Running a marathon? Have you seen Emma?
Right.
I mean, I'm not shaming her, but Emma wasn't running nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. She wasn't even running to the bathroom if she needed to really go.
On her head, right?
Okay. Like, I don't even understand how this information just continues to keep going. Like, we've debunked it 9 ways from Sunday. And I don't get it. So enough about that. And where were her other kids anyway, right? Shame on them. And if she did, then why did you leave Gypsy in the care of a 1, 2, 3 attempt, one murder and 2 attempted murders? Why would you leave a kid with her?
But the thing is, Christy sure did love pointing that out in that documentary, didn't she?
She sure did.
She made a comment about that.
Yeah. Christy is extremely, extremely, extremely jealous of Dee Dee. It's ridiculous. Like, girl, you won your prize, okay? And he ain't a prize, but you think he is, so you won your prize. What are you even upset about? Dee Dee got saddled with a sick freaking psycho kid. You had a normal life. Like, what are you jealous about?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need to take every opportunity that you can to destroy this woman?
Right.
Like, oh, she was only good for being on her knees. What?
Right?
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's giving desperate and jealous.
Very jealous. Very
All
jealous.
right. All righty. Here we go, guys. So let me get this.
This is the Officer Hughes.
Yes.
First responder that was checking on Dee Dee and Gypsy.
Yes, and it is from my 2021 interview. Again, like I said, please excuse the obnoxious other host.
Look at you, how cute. You're so young
there. Yeah, 2021. This is 5 years ago? Yeah. I was still not that young, but I look young. I look really young.
Tiny.
I was.
Yeah.
I was. it wasn't, this is before I got diagnosed with diabetes and had all of my autoimmune disorder problems. I was doing really well. I was fit right here, you know. I mean, I don't think I was like my lowest weight or my most healthiest weight, but I definitely was a lot.
I wasn't speaking in that term. I just meant you just look tiny.
Yeah, I do. And my desk is a mess, which it's still a mess today.
Of course, but it's organized. I mean,
but it's my organized mess, right? It's my organized mess. Alrighty, guys. So here we go. We're going to start in here. And I'm going to take us past.
Karen. That's what bothers me too. Like, and that's why we do defend her, because she's not here to defend herself. And I saw a comment where somebody said, you know, about, I might have said this in the last live, I'm not sure, but somebody had said, you know, about Gypsy not wanting her as a mom. I'll take her as a mom. I wish Dee Dee was here, and da 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 da. And I was like, you know, I think a lot of us feel that way, like, especially learning that she wasn't the monster that she was, you know, made out to be. And after doing this case for so long, it's like I almost, like, I started I like her, and I like feel like I'm defending a friend at this point, you know?
Right.
I do.
Right.
By God, stop talking shit about my friend, right?
Right.
Stop it. Stop it.
Like, and I just want to remind everybody, Dee Dee has never been convicted of anything. Okay. Not even the check fraud. She freaking, it got dismissed. She has not been charged with anything to my knowledge. Now, there may be a check fraud one, maybe at one point in time, but I think it got, like I said, dismissed. But as far as major fraud, medical child abuse, anything, no, Dee Dee has not been convicted of anything.
There's nothing that's been proven. Nothing.
Right.
Yes, head on the coven. Amy, you're hitting the nail right on the head on that one.
Oh. So, did my eyes all chocolatey, and I put my little sweaters on today.
Oh, those are so cute.
And then my shirt says I love chocolate.
Yeah, I like the shirt too.
Yeah. So, alrighty, guys, let's take it away. We've got 79 people in here. Please, guys, keep sharing. Make sure you're commenting and interacting. It does help get us out there further on the page for people to see as they're coming in live. So, alrighty, here we go.
Just tell us a little bit about how that. I know you said that day changed your life. So,
hold on, let me go back just a tiny bit.
So just.
Hold on, I'm trying.
So just tell us a little bit about how that. I know you said that day changed your life. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how it happened, how you got called out there, and what exactly happened when you got out there?
There we go.
I wasn't even supposed to have been working that day, but
he's got lucky you.
Yeah, I was actually in training on patrol at the time.
Okay.
And I should have been off on Sunday, but my FTO, my field training officer, Corporal Stewart, had a softball tournament the day before. And so because of that, he had chosen, instead of just taking the day off, he was going to work Sunday to kind of switch shifts around, make up for it. And because I was his trainee, I got dragged along.
Wow.
And it was
lucky you.
Yeah. It was actually my last shift with him. I was about to move on to phase 2. I had only started my training a few weeks earlier.
Oh my goodness. So you were brand new out of the academy, or had you been doing anything else?
I had already worked about 2 years in the jail.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and just for information, it's just an audio because we didn't show our faces or anything because to protect her. And it is her child that you hear in the background. So she had her baby with her the day we were interviewing her. So we're sorry for any background noise or anything that's going on in there. Just so you guys know. So we'll
it
just
might
put it
get a
up
little
here.
annoying, but just
Yeah.
try to do your best.
She's not real bad. She actually does a pretty good job. So
Yeah,
the
it's not
baby's
too
pretty
bad.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
So I'd been in the jail a couple of years. I finally made it onto patrol, and then I was 3 weeks into my patrol training.
Wow.
So yeah,
What a
Sunday,
crazy first case.
yeah, it was kind of a big. I had a couple good sized things during my patrol training, but yeah, this was definitely the biggest.
Yeah. So talk to us about it going out there and how it all started and how that kind of happened. And
yeah, so it was about 1,500 hours because evening shift was starting to come on. And Stuart and I were just kind of up in the North Springfield area. That area is kind of the District 1, District 2 area for Greene County.
okay.
We were just kind of hanging out in that area, waiting our time until we could go to the office and complete our reports and leave for the day.
Right.
And as all of the other evening shift cars were starting to call in and say they were on duty, one of them got dispatched out to this check well-being. And Stuart said something about, I know this guy, he just got on duty. He's, his house is out a little ways. It'll take him some time to get there. We're right here. We'll just go ahead and take it. It's just a check well-being.
Wow.
Wow.
You need to go play the lottery.
Retrospectively, just to check well-being. So he goes ahead and gets on the radio, and of course I have no say in this. I was like, man, I just want to get off. Can I just get done with work?
Right.
Like we were about to get off early, because we didn't have many reports to do. But so yeah, he said, no, we'll go ahead and we'll take this. Calls into dispatch, lets them know. All right, so we're en route. And we get out there, and Deputy Robertson had also elected to come out there with us.
Right.
And he got out with us, and both cars arrived at the same time. And so we jumped out, and Robertson started to approach the people in front of this house. And Stuart said, no, let her do it. She's in training.
Right.
So I was kind of like, all right, whatever. I'm 3 weeks into this. I can handle this. That's not a problem.
Right.
I know what I'm doing. It's just talking to people. Which actually with 2 years in the jail, it's just talking to people. It's not hard. So I walked up and I introduced myself. I said, what's going on today? And there were 3 women and a man, and they're all looking a little upset. And they tell me about this woman and her daughter, and they live in this house, and somebody posted on this woman's Facebook page a post about the bitch is dead, and that someone else and I posted it on her own Facebook, and then had commented on that status a little bit later saying, I raped her daughter, killed the fat bitch, raped her daughter, you should have heard her scream. And I was kind of like, well, okay, I mean, that's interesting. It kind of, looks to me like maybe somebody hacked the account, but yeah, let's look into this.
Okay. And that was Dave and Kim Blanchard, Tamrose, and Amy Pinegar, according to your supplemental report, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I have your supplemental report, by the way. I
was
have
kind of wondering. I'm like, I know a lot of this stuff is out under the Sunshine Law and stuff. So.
Well, I have stuff. We have stuff because the family was participating at one point in time with us for the last 2 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we have things that nobody else has, but I have yours, and I have Stan's, and I have Robertson's. I have quite a few of them, but yours definitely is here. So I'm glad to have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So that was the 4 that you were talking to. So you guys, I know there was some issues about getting into the house. So, did you stay through that, or
I was there. Well, I mean, let me tell you a little bit more about what I saw and what we did.
Okay, sure.
Because I kind of got up through part of that.
Okay.
So I talked to them, I'm finding out what's going on. I do remember Kim Blanchard saying to me, very tearfully about how Gypsy had so many issues and she was never going to grow up to be our ages.
Right.
And somebody mentioned to me about, yeah, she's got muscular dystrophy, and somebody else mentioned to me like, oh yeah, she's got cancer. And I'm like, wait, how many things does this chick have? Like,
right.
What is going on here? This sounds kind of crazy. So, and my daughter is not nasty.
That's fine. She's fine.
Stuart and I started trying to look through the windows, just because, clearly we knock on the door, there's no answer. The car is still in the driveway. So
right.
We're walking around the house. We're trying to find out, like, if we can see anything through any of the windows. And the windows all have, like, this faux stained glass stuff on them.
Right.
So you can't see in at all.
Interesting.
As we're on the back side of the house, Robertson stated that they had found that.
Okay. So this is the first thing I want to talk about real quick. So she's talking about the coverings on the windows. And now we know that those coverings did not go up in 2011 like she alleges. And if they did, they came down at some point. I mean, but all the videos that she's making for Nicholas in the living room, you can see the light coming through the front windows.
Very bright,
so
yeah.
We think she didn't put them up until very close to the murder now, because she didn't want anybody knowing what was going on inside that house over that course of a week. So she did that to the windows, which is really funny though, because she didn't do it to the window in Dee Dee's room, which wouldn't you think that would be where she would put it? Because okay.
Yeah.
And you can tell, so it's just, I think that's very interesting. We talk about some of this going into it, but I wanted to address that part about what we know now about these windows, and that while she's making videos all the way into 2 weeks, to a month before the murder, it's still, it's light in there, and you can see.
Hey, Miss Juicy.
Hi, Miss Juicy. Hi, Karen.
So, I don't know. Go ahead.
What are you going to say?
I can't remember now.
But how would she explain that to Dee Dee? Well, because she put up pretty stained glass windows. So, like, maybe she just did it as decoration. She told her mom. Maybe I don't know. Maybe her mom didn't even care.
Or said
covered them down for the filming and covered them back up afterwards. Right.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe she told her I got to put them up because of all my videos I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm doing my videos. Who knows?
So,
who cares? All right, let's continue playing this though here.
The
for
kitchen
some
window
reason,
was
though, I
open.
think she's somebody who wouldn't care about that.
And
Yeah.
it wound up, Corporal Stewart said we were not going to go in there because legally it would be kind of a gray area.
No, sure.
Robertson and I disagreed with him, but when somebody is your supervisor,
Right.
you can't really agree with them.
Sure.
So, in the end, David Blanchard went through the window.
Now that's not normal, right?
No.
Okay.
And he just came in, he unlocked the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of them tried to go in there. We stopped them. We told them, no, we cannot do this.
It's basically breaking and entering. So
yeah. And Stuart had kind of warned him, like, if you want to go in through the window, this is something that the homeowner can charge you with.
Right.
So once we got them out, since he had already been in the house, we had him go shut and secure the window, the kitchen window. And then we went ahead and we got everybody back out of the house. We shut the door. I did notice, and of course it's been kind of commented on elsewhere, that she had turned the thermostat down.
Yeah.
And that was something I even noticed right then, because it was a typical Missouri June day. It was very hot. It was very humid.
Right.
And I was wearing all black.
Sure.
So I noticed that rush of cool air from the front door.
Right.
And I kind of thought, wow, it's, they must like it really cold.
Yeah.
And when he came out, once we secured the house again, I asked him what he had seen in there. And he said, the bedroom doors were closed, but I saw Gypsy's wheelchair in the bathroom.
Right.
And so I said, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. And then Aaliyah, and I know she was the daughter of one of them out there.
Amy.
Her mom had kind of let her know what was going on. She came over and she said, well, Gypsy used to send me messages over Facebook from an account that her mom didn't know about. And I said, okay, really? Because at this point, we've kind of determined this is not a check well-being. This, we're not sure where these people are, but its circumstances are suspicious.
Sure.
So I went ahead, and we had not yet contacted the detectives at this point. We were about to. We were trying to figure out what was going on. Because one of the neighbors had suggested, well, the Campbell 16 movie theater gives them free admission, so maybe they went to see a movie. And we were trying to contact the movie theater and see if we could determine if they were there, because, yeah, but their car's right here, so, okay. But Aaliyah came up and let me know about these messages, and I asked her if she could pull any up. And so she searched through her Facebook messages, and she finally found where Gypsy had talked to her over her messages. And I read that whole long, absolutely nauseating string of text messages, or of Facebook messages.
Sure.
And a lot of it was about how she was basically planning her wedding already.
The wedding in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just all sorts of, and I'm going to meet him at the movie theater at Cinderella.
So there hadn't been anything since her talking about that? Like there hadn't been like her talking about going with Nick anywhere or anything like that? It was mainly up until her meeting him at Cinderella. Yeah?
She never actually really even spoke about him directly. She just kind of talked about this guy.
I see.
And so it wasn't, there was the only way I was able.
Now we know that's not true. That's not true. Because she told him his name is Nicholas Paul Godejohn, or she told her name is Nicholas Paul Godejohn. And he is we're going to name our children Nicholas Paul Godejohn Jr. And so no, like that's not true. Like it didn't just this guy she's talking about. No, he's named. This is what leads them directly to his house is these messages between Aaliyah and him and her about him, and then the IP address. So, and this again, if you watch Gypsy's Revenge, I would suggest watching this with us and going and watching the Gypsy's Revenge afterwards if you got some time. Yeah. Because if you watch Gypsy's Revenge, the stories they tell in Gypsy's Revenge are vastly different than what we're looking at today. Mm-hmm. So, guys, would you like me to continue playing, or do you want me to show the police reports real quick so we can discuss this portion about David and going through that window? Drop a 1 in the chat if you want to just hear the video more. Drop a 2 if you want us to discuss these things. We're going to discuss them regardless, but 1 or 2. Do you want it now or do you want it later? So drop that in there. You guys can do that for me. What do you think, Mac? Okay, so 2 later. 2. Okay, so we're wanting them later. Okay.
Just listen, yeah.
Yeah, just remember these things though for when we come back to it. Okay, so she's telling you,
Hey,
um,
Alba.
hey guys, hey Kimmy Freak, hey Stephanie Eastman. Okay, so she's telling the story about him, and this is the first time I've listened to this since I did this. Okay, back in the day, I have not listened to this in a very long
Hey,
time.
Dragonfly.
Um, so here's the deal. She says at one point, she says that he went through the window and whatever, and she makes the comment, I heard her say, we had to get them out of there, because one of the stories is that Tamra, which is the black lady that lived next door, I believe, um no, this is not from when I worked for them. This is after we had split from Christy. We split from Christy and them in 2019. This interview is from 2021. So, okay. So she says them. And in one of the versions, it wasn't just David Blanchard going into the house. He went in the house through the window, supposedly, allegedly, even though he had keys. And he was supposedly opened the front door, and both Amy Pinegar, which is Aaliyah's mother, and Tamra, which is the black lady next door, I believe, both were inside, and they had to get all three of them out. And then she says we had to get him out later. So then again, the story here is not consistent. And I'm not saying Hughes did anything wrong. I'm just saying in the moment, maybe her recall, who knows? But this, and this is a traumatic event for her, as you're going to find out later. But there were some major discrepancies when we get into the actual documents, that that um, that contradict each other. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all their recounts are different.
Right. All their recounts are different. And so we're going to keep. Yeah, you're showing in the chat. I'm the one who can't see you, and I have no idea why, because I don't have you blocked. We did this the other day, and we couldn't find you in our block list. So I
Good
really
Lord,
don't.
now I can't see her.
Oh, now you can't see her either?
Let me see if I can see her on my phone. Let me see. Yep, I can see her on my phone. This is crazy.
That's weird. That's so weird. Okay. Well, let's keep going,
So
though.
sorry, boss lady. We did try to figure it out.
We
and
tried to
I
figure it
don't
out.
know.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going here.
Okay.
And I was actually the first one to be able to connect him to this case, because at one point in the messages, she talks about if they have children in the future, they're going to name their daughter Bella, and their son will be Nicholas Godejean Jr.
Right.
And I was kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, see, there she.
And then I remember talking on, I don't remember which detective was on call, because we had decided at that point, yeah, we need to escalate this to CID.
Right.
And so I talked on the phone to whoever was on call for CID. And I was like, okay, so this is the name I found connected with all this. I think this is probably someone that is going to be a person of interest for us.
Right.
And we hung out there for a couple, probably like 2.5 hours altogether.
Okay.
I mainly just remember, like I said, I wore all black. I wore multiple layers, including a bullet resistant vest.
Right.
So and my water bottle was empty. So by the end of it, I was pretty miserable and ready to be done. And so as soon as we could hand the scene off to other people, I was all for it. And I actually didn't even go back to the office to type my report. I basically told Stuart, I'm not typing this until I get a shower. So I'll just do it at home. You'll see it in there tonight.
Right. Which I have his as well. So.
And so I went ahead and, went home just for the heck of it. I Googled the name Nicholas Godejean and found where he'd been charged in Wisconsin for watching porn in a McDonald's.
Right. Rape porn at that.
So, I mean, I was kind of like, okay, well, this is just a really weird case.
Yeah.
Of course, I had a lot of friends working patrol and working in the jail. And I went down to Branson the next day with a friend. And somebody had told me, like, oh, yeah, they found Dee Dee's body in the house. I was kind of sorry to have missed out on it, because I'm like, man, I kind of would have liked to have worked the murder scene.
Right.
That would have been interesting.
Did you find it odd that David didn't find it when he walked through?
No, because he said the bedroom doors were closed.
The bedroom
And he
doors
did
were
not touch
closed.
any.
Okay.
Okay. So clock it right there. He tells her the bedroom doors are closed. Okay?
Right.
That's what she's saying. But remember, there's no door. There's
That's
no door.
one story. That's one story.
That's one story. The doors were
Yep.
closed. I didn't see the body, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Go in here.
Because we've not heard that before as the explanation why. So he didn't look in. He didn't look inside. Okay, that makes sense.
The bedroom doors were closed. The
TV Diamond, I don't think so.
the only door that was open was the door to the bathroom, and that's why he would notice her wheelchair.
Her wheelchair in there, right? But there's like 5 wheelchairs.
Well, and yeah, I mean, I figured, this is entirely possible because I've worked with disabled people before, and I'm like, a lot of them have backups. So
Yeah.
Hey, Barry.
Oh, hey, Mary in bed.
So that. Go ahead.
Toddler being a toddler over here.
Okay, it's fine. I understand. So that was your main experience with actually going out to the house. Did you do any follow-up after that, or was that mainly handed off to the detective?
That was all handed off to CID.
Okay, so that would have been when Stan took over, and
Yeah, when Detective Hancock and Mahoney were the
yeah,
ones that
okay,
went up
Right.
to Wisconsin, I believe.
okay. So then she gets found. She comes back, and you end up in.
No, Raggedy Ann. No, they didn't take the hinges off to get the body out, the stretcher out or anything. No, in the other version, there's no door. In the crime scene pictures, there's no door. They would have, if there was a door that they had to take off the hinges to get her out of that room, then there would have been a picture with the door closed so that they would show that the door was closed and all of that. Like there wouldn't be all these pictures with the door off the hinges with her in the bed and everything. So no, this is just one story. David does talk about looking into the room, peering at the bed, seeing no light. There's no lights on in the room, except there were lights on in the room. He says the light switch isn't working, but yet it worked just fine for the first responders when they finally breached the door. So no, the door, I don't know. She had 3 storage sheds. Okay. 3 storage sheds.
Wasn't the door in that spare room? Didn't we see it somewhere?
I don't know if it's in the spare room or if it's in one of the sheds. It could be, but I don't remember. I don't specifically remember it being photographed or anything like that. But it could be in one of the
Paula.
random pictures. Hi, Paula. Hello. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Keep going here.
The jail with her again. You go back to the jail at some point and work with her.
Yeah, because I remember I went the next couple of days. I went to Branson with a friend. I remember we were in the Bath and Body Works at Branson Landing, and another friend called me, and they're like, "So they found Gypsy, and she's in Wisconsin, and she can walk." Like, what? This just took a really strange twist,
Exactly.
Right.
And yeah, I was kind of following it a little bit, and then eventually, partly because of the fact that David Blanchard had entered that house while we were there at the scene, I had wound up that Stewart was let go from the Greene County Sheriff's Office. And, yeah, and that
It's in the utility closet. Okay.
very much impacted my life because our training program was such that you should have gone back when you go back to phase 4, you go back to whoever you were with in phase 1. And since my phase 1 officer was no longer there, I had to go back to somebody else who did not get along with me and basically failed me out of the training. And so I went back to the jail.
Oh my.
And of course, by that point, we had Gypsy. She'd been there a few weeks. I think at that point, we even had her on watch still. Or we weren't very far from having taken her. I think we'd moved her up to like a 15-4, 15-5 at that point.
And that would be?
So suicide watch at Greene County Jail is called a 15-3. That's when you get a smock and a blanket. A 15-4 is when you get a uniform without underwear and a blanket. And a 15-5 isn't an official status, but it's one you
I'm
are
not
allowed
sure
to come out in the
writing
day room,
Okay.
but we're still keeping an eye on what you're doing and we're still logging it.
Okay.
So
So that changed your life completely. So now you are back at the jail. You never got to get through to do what you wanted to do. Wow.
It knocked me back to the jail and kept me from being able to, because my ultimate goal was to actually go CID and become a detective.
Yeah.
But without being able to be on patrol, that wasn't possible. So
do you get another chance to go back?
I maybe could have, but I knew it was very difficult.
Sure.
So I wasn't really inclined to.
I'm really sorry that happened. That's awful.
I'm not. If I had still been on patrol, various things wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have met my husband. So,
well, then, I always believe everything happens for a reason. So, I mean, that makes sense. Okay. So there's a lot of different things that we've seen that happened while she was in that pod. There was some snitching going on. So you talked about the fact that she caused a lot of drama. So I'd really like to hear about your experiences there, because I think a lot of people have no idea what happened in that time frame. I mean, I have some stuff, like I have the reports of people talking about her snitching them out for drugs, and I talked with Patty, who was Mike Stanfield's right hand, and she was like, Mike was livid with her many times and told her to shut her mouth, So I'd love to hear your take on some of that and what she was like when she was in there in the beginning.
Yeah, well, she was on T2 and thank you. You don't need to contribute, baby.
So cute.
Somebody wants to be interviewed.
Every time she sees Mama's on a call, she's like, I need to get involved here.
That's okay. That's fine.
So, yeah, she was in T2. T2 was kind of our higher classification of offenders. So T1 was lower classification females, basic drug charges and things like that. T2, you were going to have more of your murders and assaults and things like that. And at first, I can't remember who she snitched on. She did snitch on someone. There was always snitching in there. You put a bunch of women, like
Pettiness comes out.
Up there was like 60, probably about 55, 65. You put that many women together, there is going to be snitching, because they are all telling each other stuff and telling on each other, and it's ridiculous. It's drama.
Yeah.
So she did snitch someone out fairly early on. And we were kind of like, look, while we appreciate finding out this stuff is happening in our pod, like, you're going to have to learn how to jail. Because you're going to be here a while and you need to get along with people. So, and it wasn't so much that she snitched. Honestly, people snitch to us all the time. It was the fact that she told somebody else she snitched.
Right.
Like, if you're going to snitch, don't brag about it. That doesn't help.
Right. Well, that's like one of those things, like I always tell my kids, don't insult me with a crappy lie. If you're going to lie, do it well, like,
right.
You're the same kind of thing. Like, don't snitch out and then go brag about it. Like, really?
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit of, thank you, Paula Talking. Thank you. New member again. Thank you guys. We appreciate it so much. Thank you guys.
So much. Yes.
Okay, so a couple of things about this snitching, and it is in the case files. It's 2 different inmates that she snitches out on for having some sort of like probably what you would call what do they call it in there? Can't think of it's not hooch, but whatever they have in there, they were making, they were doing things they shouldn't be doing with rugs or alcohol or whatever, doing something.
Right, they make their own.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so she was writing them out for that. And even Patty who is Mike Stanfield's court reporter, was like, we had such trouble with her in there because she's just causing all kinds of freaking problems with everybody and snitching out people. And we had to teach her how to jail. Like, I mean, she's just a man. And she went around bragging, like, are you trying to get your ass beat? Like, is that what you want? Do you want everyone to hate you and think you're a snitch? Because I don't know, but isn't there a saying, snitches get stitches? Like, I mean,
yeah, that's what I heard.
And I have actually talked to one of them. She didn't have anything nice to say about her. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
I did an interview with one of them a long time ago. I don't remember if we posted it or not, but it wasn't a big thing. It was just like a 10-15 minute conversation I had with her. I do have text messages with her as well, where she's like, are you a member of the police? And I'm like, no, I'm an independent investigative reporter. And she's like, oh, okay, then I'll talk to you. But she didn't have nice things to say about her at all.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, she was a troublemaker within the jail from the moment she got there. So, yeah.
So, does Leah's mom still live there?
Aaliyah's mom, Amy?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'd have to check the records for.
Dragonfly was asking when you were gone, and I told her I'd ask because I wasn't sure either. I can't remember whether we heard about that or not.
I don't know. We have housing records from back in the day, but I don't know that we've run them since then. So I would have to look and see. Like, yeah. But I do know everybody that lived in the neighborhood. So when she's telling Aaliyah all about the people in the neighborhood, I know who the people are. These are the people in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood.
Did you read
Kim's in your neighborhood? Oh, these are the people in your neighborhood. And Gypsy's got all the tea. Like, this little sheltered girl is telling Aaliyah, well, this one did this and that one did that. And oh my God, did you know that these guys moved away and they did this to their mom? And oh my, yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep.
Dude, this girl can't shut her mouth. Like, she can't read the room. She doesn't.
Well, supposedly she's gone again. Everything got shut down. Did you see on the TikTok, though? It says you can't delete your.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know about that. But you know what she supposedly did, which is against TikTok guidelines. Now, I didn't know this back in the day when somebody offered to give me one. But you cannot transfer that to anyone else. It's against community standards. And she gave it to Bree for Christmas, supposedly.
Oh.
The one with 9.2 million followers. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's a ruse. She'll be back. Yeah, Bree's her manager now. Blah, blah, fucking bullshit. Total.
I can't get over that's
bullshit.
what she's using as her spokesperson. But anyway.
You know. Alrighty, so let's keep going here. And I'm going to turn off my camera for a minute because I'm going to eat something while we listen. There you go. All right, here we go.
Well, now I'm hungry.
She says she has no concept of real life.
Yeah, and a lot of people in there really did.
Yeah.
So that, and I mean, all of this stuff about her being very sexual, we had a problem with that in jail. We had to be careful with her, with who she was celled with, because we did have problems. I mean, you know, we heard the rumors about, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so are lovers, and that was fairly common. There were a lot of people that did the whole gay for the stay thing. And she was one that we realized, like, yeah, we kind of have to, between her high profile and just her behavior, we had to be super careful about how we kept her in the cells.
So was she showing sexual signs in the pod?
Not openly in the pod.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, they were all pretty good. Hey, Sadie, off of there. Sorry, I have to yell at the dog.
Okay.
Anyway, no, they would go to the recreation yard up on T5, and it's an enclosed yard with kind of a ventilated side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what passes for fresh air in in the jail there.
Right.
And we would hear reports about, and at the time our camera coverage on T5 wasn't as good as it was later, but we would hear reports about stuff that she was doing in the stairwells. Because like I said, people snitched on each other all the time. But she tried to do stuff in the stairwells. She'd do stuff up in the rec yard. We did have problems up in the rec yard because Godejan was in the T5 pod.
Right.
And went to the rec yard almost every day. And even though we searched people before and after we sent them from the rec yard where you were supposed to, we found out that they were passing notes to each other up there.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like there was something about her writing on a wall at one point in time. So do you think these things involved him, or it was because there was no contact between the two of them at the same time, right?
There was no direct contact involved. In fact, we were always kind of careful about if we had to send one out, where is the other one currently at? So, and just in general, it's a standing rule of the jail. Males and females were not supposed to be speaking to one another.
Sure. Not to mention co-conspirators. So
right.
Wow. So you guys did have them passing notes back and forth between each other.
And from what I remember, I believe he was the one that initiated that.
But yeah,
but there was definitely, I mean, she was reciprocating. She was going right with it.
Now, do you think, I mean, did you see like a still like a lovingness towards him, or did you see maybe a shift in that, or
at first it seemed like she still kind of cared somewhat, but I definitely saw that shift in the end. But honestly, and I mean, I was used to seeing all sorts of people in the jail. She's one of the best manipulators I have ever seen.
Really? Tell us why you think that.
That's very interesting to hear so soon.
He was able to get other people just basically, and I noticed some of the inmates, they caught on to this. She could get some of them eaten out of the palm of her hand. And others were like, I don't want anything to do with her. That girl's batshit crazy. And as an officer, you have a lot of time to sit there and observe people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would see her target people. I would see her work them over if they had something that she wanted, or if she thought that they could give her some sort of advancement.
Interesting. Huh. So do you feel like maybe that snitch out was really her way of thinking that maybe she would have a way out of this?
I think she thought it was going to help her. I think she thought, maybe it would earn her some brownie points.
Yeah.
Because the officers on the whole were not a big fan of her.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. And then, so, it's become apparent to us that this is really not about medical abuse of why she did what she did. It was more about being there for being not able to have a boyfriend. And so did she manipulate the medical stuff with you guys at all? Or did she just kind of drop it? Did she go back and forth? Anything like that? Like as far as manipulative tactics there?
I don't know how much I can say about that because I am still technically, I think, under HIPAA.
Okay.
But I will say that as far as I can remember, I don't really remember having much to do with her and the medical department. I don't really remember, I think initially we may have taken her down for a couple of brief checks or something, but it was not a regular thing. And I also know that I was one of the very few female commissioned officers in the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And other than the one time I walked her over to court, which anybody could have done, I did not take her anywhere. And usually if anybody, and of course it was just kind of luck on the draw if you had someone that needed to go to a medical appointment on your shift. But I don't remember taking her anywhere. And I would have been the first one tapped for something like that on my shift because I was the only commissioned female.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So the drama, I mean, can you elaborate any more on the different things that the drama that she caused? You said there was just a lot of drama that was happening surrounding her being in that pod.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was mainly stuff like the initial snitching out. She watching her work people over and then watching people realize they've been worked over by her, which is not something you do if you want to have any long-term friendships, which don't really exist in jail. But like I said, this was our higher classification. These were people that were often there for 1.5, 2 years, waiting for their trials.
Now, did her parents come and visit her at all during any of this?
I think they may have come up during like the
Trial period.
Like when she has, like various court appearances and stuff. And I seem to vaguely remember hearing about her being approved for special visits for, family from out of town. But I didn't work visitation, so I wasn't the person to cover that stuff.
Did she get any like special treatment? Like you said, like, okay, so she got special visitations for people out of town. Any other special treatment that she requested or got, or you felt like she tried to manipulate?
Oh, she tried to manipulate all sorts of things. But she didn't get special treatment. We didn't do that. Everybody tried to manipulate us.
Right.
Even the special visits, like, that's not anything we wouldn't do for anybody else.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. So, but she definitely, you felt like she tried. So what is your take on her personally? I mean, you kind of told me in your thing that you're not extremely fond of her, which is one of the reasons why you wanted to were willing to talk to me, because she doesn't seem to very much like me. She kind of did the same thing to me. I mean, she manipulated me for a very long time, in being friendly and helpful. And then anytime I expressed any type of concern or care, we're talking about her filing a grievance against you personally. So go ahead and finish that story.
Oh yeah, I just, I had an inmate come up and mention and ask me what I'd done over the weekend. And I mentioned that I had gone to VisionCon. And the inmate clearly went and told Gypsy, because they all knew Gypsy had gone to that in the past. And Gypsy came up to the desk a few minutes later, all bright and bubbly and cheerful and doing that really little high-pitched voice. And which, by the way, drove us all nuts. Like, my best friend also worked at the jail, and we would talk to each other, and we would go, "Oh my God, that voice! I can't stand that voice. I want to."
Now, was it a voice that you heard all the time, or only when she was really, really trying to?
Did it get worse at certain times?
If she was trying to play innocent or, trying to manipulate people, so it was there most of the time.
Okay. Anyway, so her cute, bubbly voice, she comes up. Yeah.
The high-pitched voice, like, it's so innocent. And she wasn't the first inmate to have done that either. We had another inmate that used to do that all the time, and it drove us equally insane with her too. But she comes up to the desk and she goes, "I heard you went to VisionCon. I used to love going to VisionCon." And I just looked at her and I was stayed really flat, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Boy, do I know.
It was probably like the most hilarious moment I ever had with her, because she visibly deflated and she just walked away. And then she tried to file a grievance against me, claiming that I knew her on the street because we had both attended VisionCon together in the past.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting.
If you have something like that in the jail, if you have that sort of conflict of interest, like someone
right
from before they're in jail, you're not supposed to work their pod.
Right.
And that's all the time. Officers would be like, "Yo, I knew this guy from high school, and I don't think it'll be a problem if I work the pod." And they write a memo on it and you document it. And I had done that myself with people that I know.
Sure.
And so in briefing a couple days later, my sergeant's like, hey, what's with this grievance from Blanchard? Why is she claiming that you knew each other on the street? And I just started laughing. And I'm like, because he found out that we both attended the same convention along with a few thousand other people.
Right. You and 2,000 of your closest friends.
Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't know who she was there. I don't remember ever paying attention to some chick in a wheelchair. I was doing my own thing at this. But it was funny because it was her trying to prevent me. She didn't like me. So it was her trying to prevent me from working her pod.
She couldn't manipulate you and she knew it. She couldn't manipulate you and she knew that.
Oh, yeah.
And that was her chance at trying to make you her BFF, but it didn't work. So now, that didn't work. So now I got to get rid of her.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She tried to manipulate me. She couldn't. And so she was trying to prevent me from working that pod. Because had that grievance gone through, that's exactly what would have happened. I would have not been able to work that pod.
Right.
Right.
We only had 2 female pods. So even if you did have a separation from someone, it had to be really good before you were able to work other places.
She's such a snotty little bitch.
Basically, as a female officer, I pretty much rotated between T1 and T2. So, yeah, it was just really funny to me that that's what she tried to do.
Yeah.
So eventually, we did kind of she had a long-term cellie that stayed pretty consistent. And they seemed to get along well, and the other cellie wasn't interested in doing the gay for the stay thing, so that helped. At least as far as we could tell, she wasn't interested in it. And then, yeah, it was basically just, and Gypsy would sit there and manipulate people, and we'd hear that little high-pitched voice.
So something come out today that we're kind of, maybe you had heard of this, where she admitted to her cellmate about, and told them basically that new kids that if they ever had a girl, that when she became of age, he would rape her because he was into incest. Have you ever heard that story?
I've never heard that story. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I hadn't seen that. Can't say I'm surprised.
Do you think that was her just saying that to him? If she did, I mean, because it is in the report, I have it in the report too. Do you think that was her just saying something like that to be shocking and manipulate this person? Or do you think that that was, I mean, because the person, it was one of the people she had snitched on. So could they have just been angry and made it up? Could she have made it up to make them be more, I don't know, sympathetic to her? I just don't know. I don't even understand. Like,
I would kind of like to, I'd like to see the report, or just to get to, it's a report from the jail or a report by CID?
You're muted, Fancy. I didn't know if you knew that.
in a report, I believe it came from Stan. Let me see if I can find it here. I know it's because it was released today in that group that I met you in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a conversation that they had with Markayla. And I know that I have it. I just haven't, I don't know where it is in this case index. But yeah, it was definitely something that happened in that pod right after. And it was one of the people that she did try to get in trouble at one point.
Evidently she was something over her phone time or something.
If that inmate is the one that I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure it's she was one of those that was a little bit prone to getting other people in trouble anyway.
Okay.
That specific person?
Like I said, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, and I'm pretty sure I know who that was.
It was like a Markayla or a Michaela, something like that.
Yeah. I can almost, I'm thinking her last name was Wise or something close. Maybe
Let's
that's a different one I know.
see if I have a
I thought it was
picture of
Lutz.
But,
Lutz.
oh, Lutz.
I think
Okay,
it's
so that's a different one than who I'm thinking of.
there
no,
was,
she's the
I
same
mean,
way.
I know so she did something on Amanda Flores. Then,
Yeah, she snitched on Flores.
and then, oh, let's see. So Stan talked with Flores. And then there was Mariah Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah. I remember Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a supplement report.
Yeah.
Greene County Sheriff's
Michaela.
Office.
Here it is, Michaela Lutz.
Yeah, Markayla Lutz, and it's got her information. And this was done on 9/2/15.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't that long after the whole.
Just a couple months, no.
And that was right after I had come back to the
So
jail.
it said, let's see. It says, Lutz said Gypsy told her how she set the thermostat to 40 degrees. She talked about how Gypsy had cleaned up the blood from her mother's bedroom to the bathroom with carpet cleaner and wipes. And Lutz went on to talk about how Nicholas was going to rape Claudina or Gypsy. And she talked about how Nicholas was into incest. Gypsy told her she was raped vaginally and anally by Nicholas after the murder. Lutz said Gypsy was not innocent and she was a sick person. Lutz said Gypsy had gone into her mother's bedroom after she murdered and cleaned up blood from her mom's bed to the bathroom.
I mean, we always had the saying that, an inmate's lying if their mouth is moving, but
Right.
actually, yeah,
A lot of that is true.
and with all the stuff that happened there and that time period, I believe it. Gypsy was a little bit more open towards the beginning of her stay.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't realize just how quickly. I don't think she realized just how quick.
Well, that didn't age well because now we know exactly where that came from. Not you there. No, she didn't lie on that. We know she didn't lie on that because we have the videos of her.
Oh, were you
not
talking
lying
to me?
about
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I thought the video was still going because it's your voice, so I didn't know.
Yeah. So it's my voice both times. You can't hear. So yeah, I mean, like we know that didn't age well now, right? Because we've got the posts, we've got the videos showing that it's her idea, not once but twice, And
Yep.
Boy, I'm sure she told a lot of
So
little
even
shit.
back then, this was what, 2021?
Mhm.
Even back then, it was out. We knew about the 13-year-old.
We did.
Offer.
We did. We just didn't know where it came from, and we were trying to figure out if she was lying or she wasn't lying. And now we know what she lied about.
Now we know exactly what happened.
Right, now we know exactly what she did. So she was a little bragger. I think she wanted clout. Like she felt like she was. I think she just thought, I'm going to get away with this. Fuck you all. That's basically the whole story there. Anyway,
and because she couldn't slide in, and be all buddy with her, she freaking reports her.
Right.
Like she's such a snotty little bitch.
And she could have faced disciplinary action for not disclosing that. She could have been fired for it. She would have been moved to another pod. There was a lot of things that could have happened just because Gypsy Rose decided to go and lie to them about knowing this officer,
Because she didn't fawn all over her and say, "Oh, really? You were at VisionCon too? Oh my God, I didn't see you there. We need to become best friends."
That's
like,
right.
God damn, get over yourself.
Oh, you murdered your mom? Well, who cares about that? Let's be friends over the VisionCon thing. Yeah, nobody cares about you murdering your mom. Talk to me about VisionCon, girl. Let's braid our hair and sing Kumbaya.
Yep. Yeah, she still is snitching on. She's still the very same person she was in those videos.
Exactly. All right.
Like people are willing to turn on you in jail.
Right. She also talks about calling the cab. And then it does come down here. So Gypsy told several of the female inmates on Tower 2 about how Lutz was strong-arming her for phone time. Lutz said she never used Gypsy's phone time and denied the allegations. Gypsy told Lutz if she and Nicholas would have had a baby girl together, Nicholas wanted to have sex with the daughter because he was into incest. Gypsy had cried about Nicholas, but she never cried about her mother's death. Lutz said Amanda Flores had told Gypsy told her Gypsy talked about how she planned different ways to kill her mother. Some of the ways she planned to kill her mother was by strangling, rape, poisoning, and stabbing. Let's said Gypsy told her she had paid for everything, the bus ticket, the hotel room, both nights, and the cab fees. So I kind of feel like
Everything else in that we know is fact.
wouldn't have been known at that point, right?
What wouldn't have been known at that point?
I mean, the details that she's giving about the murder would not have been known any other way to her than Gypsy saying something, correct?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't have been known.
Yeah, that was September. They were still not releasing much of anything at that point.
No,
No.
she's in jail, so how would she even see
Right.
it anyway, right? Like, yeah.
Well, and at that time, I think that was before, yeah, that was before they had tablets or anything. So they didn't, and we'd give them the newspaper, but I know we always tried to look through the newspaper and make sure that nobody in our pod was mentioned in the newspaper. So during that time period, there were a lot of pages of the newspaper missing thanks to Gypsy.
I forgot that part.
Yeah, like she
Would
would,
Lutz have been one of her girlfriends in prison?
what?
Would Lutz have been one of her girlfriends in prison?
Well, in jail,
Well, I mean, in jail, yeah.
maybe. I think at that point she really wasn't doing that too much. She was still kind of,
Okay.
it took them a few months to really acclimate.
Okay.
Um,
I was just wondering how quickly that part of her personality came out.
I remember, because let's see, I think Lutz and Flores were both cellies with Gypsy. And then the whole drug thing went on, which wasn't unusual with Flores.
Right. She basically, I mean, it says in here, in Michaela's words, she basically said that I was in cell number 215 with Gypsy during this time. She told me several things about the murder scene of her mom.
Yeah.
I mean, she has a lot of details here, Brandy, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You have to scan that over and send it to me so I can finish reading that.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that was completely accurate.
Wow.
I honestly wouldn't. Like I said, a lot of the times if they think they have, because especially 215, that was a segregation cell. That was one we used for inmates that were segregated, where they were on watch, not in general population. So they would have had 23 hours a day in that cell. Even when they were out of that cell, they would not have been allowed to talk to GP. So they spent a lot of time talking to each other, and often when you do that, you say things you don't necessarily want to say.
Yeah.
And I think in this case, that's probably part of what happened. Probably also, she was still kind of new to the jail. She didn't realize how quickly people would turn on you. Otherwise, I think the snitching incident would have never happened.
I don't think she understands how real people work in the world. I mean, she really doesn't.
No, she really didn't. And to begin with, she really did not understand. We always talk about how people have to learn how to jail.
Yeah.
And she did not know how to jail.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would actually say that's probably going to be fairly accurate, because Lutz was one that she'd have turned on her own mother if it got her an advantage.
Right. Right. Understandable. Okay. So I'm looking at your supplemental report. I just wanted to go over a couple things. So you said that you talked with the Blanchard, stated that they thought that Gypsy and Dee Dee had no relatives still living. You were talking to them about that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the.
It's okay. The babbling of the baby. Yeah. You said in your supplemental report about talking to David and Kim about not thinking that none of them thought that the Blanchards had any relatives still living. Did they elaborate on that in any way that you remember significantly? Because we've had some different accounts of what they were told, what people were told. So we're just trying to see if you heard any of those things.
As far as I remember, yeah, they mentioned that there weren't. I feel like I can't remember if they were the ones that mentioned they'd moved up to Springfield after Katrina, or if that was something I'd learned later.
No,
because
it's what you did put here. Yeah, they stated they had moved. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because I learned some things later, and sometimes it gets a little bit muddled. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that they were talking, because I talked to Kim a lot. Kim was very concerned,
Mm-hmm.
and she was talking about how they had moved up, that there were no relatives, and that they were, that everybody in the neighborhood kind of just felt like they needed to watch out for them, and that they were just they had so many issues. And like I said, I distinctly remember Kim just very, very tearfully, hardly able to contain herself, saying, "Oh, Gypsy won't grow up to be our age."
Right. And then you have in your report that David told you about being involved in running the Vision Con, and that Gypsy had arranged to meet a man at Vision Con, and the man had convinced her to steal money from her mother's purse and run away with her. Her mother had been able to find out what was going on and prevent anything from happening. Do you remember anything about that, or basically any more details of what they might have told you?
No, that was basically all he told me. If I'd had any more details, it would have been in the report.
Interesting that she tried to convince somebody to steal money. That.
Yeah, but that's kind of, especially, of course, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
But that's very much kind of her thing, is convincing people to do the things that she wants.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Okay. And then one last thing, you talk about Alinda Young and the fact that she at one point in time had been given a key to the house, and that there was some issues with certain people. Did you ever find out who the certain people were and what those issues might have been?
No, I never did find out what that was. And I really wish I would have, because honestly, I kind of forgotten about that.
Well, I know that there was at one point in time a robbery report filed, and I'm wondering if this has some indication to do with that.
Yeah, and I found out about that later, and I was kind of like, well, maybe that was part of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm trying to remember if there was any connection there. I don't remember at the time having any.
Well, thank you so much, Kate. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us, or anything else you feel like we should know? You've been very helpful, very insightful. I can tell you that.
Very much. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
I mean, the only other thing, I never, because I dealt with Go to John some, but not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I basically just limited myself to, I didn't work T5 because I was female. So I was limited to just doing breaks up there most of the time.
Yeah.
I will say, though, he was one of the only ones that we consistently had to remind to shower.
Yeah. I've seen the hygiene issues. It's common for
Considering
somebody.
they didn't take a shower from the time of the murder to the time they were arrested is pretty indicative of hygiene issues.
Yeah, well, it's also in his type of personality that he displays, this enlightened being and all this stuff. It's a very common problem with that type of psychopathy. It's something that they had a problem with Manson with as well. So
yeah, and I know the officers that I had talked to who were working up there. He didn't come up, and I would check his special housing log occasionally. He didn't come up a lot. He was actually pretty good up there. But although we had to keep him up to T5. T5 is where we house the child molesters. But we knew we couldn't put him with the other murderers because they would have eaten him alive.
Yeah.
But,
hey, do you happen to know if any of the pod people that worked the pod where he was would be willing to speak with us? Do you have contact with any of them that might want to or be able to talk with us?
I mean, I still have contact with a lot of people that worked there, but I don't know. I might reach out and see if anybody has any memories of dealing with him up there. But he was basically one that, as far as I remember, he kept to himself. He went out to the rec yard basically every day.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to some of the inmates in there. Like I said, tried to pass messages to Gypsy.
Yeah. I'm just interested if he kept the ruse of the DID at that point, or if he had dropped it at that point, or just interested in some of those things, like because I mean he's rather interesting in all of this, even though he's such a small piece of it. His part is extremely interesting because I mean obviously she has a reason for what she did. I mean he basically, like I've said this week, she basically designed her own murderer. But for him to get involved in the level and to do the different things that he did is very interesting. You know,
my impression of this whole affair is I think she got really damn lucky.
Yeah,
I think she kind of had an idea of what she was wanting to do.
Yeah,
years in advance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And she was starting to form plans then, and she just happened to luck into someone who had his own issues and was dealing with his own stuff and was willing to do it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, when he starts a conversation off that he has a personality named Victor that's a 700-year-old vampire that likes to kill, that's her open opportunity, right?
DID is dissociative identity disorder. It's the official term for having multiple personalities. It used to. Dragonfly, thank you. Thank you. Round of applause. Yay.
Welcome, Dragonfly. Thank you.
Thank you. So it is a disorder. It used to be called multiple personality disorder. Now they call it dissociative identity disorder. And it is the disorder of having alters live inside of you, but neither one of them have that diagnosis at all. So it doesn't apply here. They don't have that. But that's why I was asking, was he still keeping up with these alters,
Right.
you know? Because at the time, you know, we still believed that all the alters were created for him.
Before a lot of things were known. Yeah.
Yeah. And it does not present that way. Exactly, Karen. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's keep
Right there. I just found somebody.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
That was so.
I mean, I think that was like the equivalent of seeing the dollar signs. Yeah. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Really know how to,
absolutely.
Because
well, this has been a very eye-opening conversation for me. I think my whole thought process has officially changed.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll say this.
Brandy. I told you.
I know, and I've been fighting you on it for weeks now. I mean, I haven't wanted to give in to that. I've wanted to believe the best.
I told you. I
have been predicting that in about 2027 or so, we are going to hear her name in the news again.
I don't think it'll be that long.
I don't either.
Well, she's a attention whore, so.
And everybody now, as soon as she's released within a year, there's going to be something.
So, okay, so I know you've been following along and you see a lot of this stuff. What is your impression of Christy and Rod?
Okay, before she gets into that, that's Brandy talking, okay? And she's sitting here saying, oh, I don't think it's going to be that long with the way she is, blah, 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 right? But now, then she befriends Christy, and then now, oh, I can't do this. I can't get behind this anymore. I can't support this anymore. I'm flip-flopping again. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
See, this is why she frustrates
it's not
me
in the interview.
angry.
That's not me. That's Brandy in the interview with fans.
That's Brandy in the interview talking.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, exactly. And this is what I was saying. She's just a flip-flopper, and she came and went, and she would convince me that I would be, you know, she'd be great and everything. And then she'd do it again. And I just kept letting her do it. And then I stopped, you know, basically after Christina passed away and all of that happened. And I found out about all that. I don't want anything to do with her. So just letting you know, though, but at one point in time, she was over on this side about, you know, she can't do this. She thinks she's going to offend immediately, blah, 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 blah.
Hard down on them toes, too, man, on that side. She stood down hard on that side.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. Okay, so keep going here.
My impression is that they're money-grubbing whores. I mean,
okay.
Oh.
Well, you didn't hold any punches there, Kate.
I don't.
You had her pegged.
Well, I mean,
I'm dead.
Okay, my father's in law enforcement. He's very blunt too. I understand. He's very perceptive and very blunt. So I understand.
So, like, why? You know, it's not that hard to have contact with somebody if you really want to.
Well, yeah, but I also think like my eyes have been open to the fact of like this whole media thing and everything. Like if you were, I don't know, if my kid murdered somebody and it was a big deal like this is, I don't know that I would have done an entire like press tour like they have done and toted it out over and over and over again. My only thought process is that was to create a narrative that was sympathetic. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, and here's kind of what I have in comparison. We had in the jail a local murderer named Craig Wood. Craig Wood kidnapped and killed I think
Bye,
she was
Ann.
10 at
Thanks
the
for being
time,
here. Appreciate you.
a girl named Haley Owens.
Oh,
Mhm.
shit.
I think I've heard this.
And
Holy crap. I forgot she told me about this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the little girl that Gypsy made the post about that she was supposed to have a play date with, but she's 20 some odd years old and the little girl's 10.
Right.
I forgot she even mentioned this. Holy crap. Let's hear what she has to say now.
Another PDF type situation.
Nation.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And so he was, it was a horrific case. You know, everybody in the area knew about this case. We still, you know, everybody knows about Haley Owens years later. And his parents, of course, they're from the area.
Mhm.
They got that reputation of, oh, those are Craig Wood's parents.
Right.
And they never enjoyed that. I watched them come. They would come and they would visit him every week.
Yeah.
And I watched them come for the years that he was in our jail. And I watched how they aged through this process.
Yeah.
And I watched how it just beat them down.
Yeah.
And I would see them come in for their visit, and I would just feel so absolutely terrible for them because you could see what a toll this was taking on them.
Yes.
And you know, any other time that we had, I mean, we didn't have too many really notorious murderers in our jail. I mean, we kept murderers in there all the time, but when you see their family come in, they're not normally like,
being here.
yeah, let's get the press, let's get the attention. They're like, this is just really awful, and please don't mention my name.
Right. Right. Yeah, I've seen it. Like I didn't see it until I saw it. Like it's this.
The last few months have been really bad. Really bad.
Huh?
Yeah,
The last few months have just been really bad with the attention seeking and
Yeah.
And of course, as soon as our focus changed a little bit on our view on how things actually happened, is when people threw fits and want out of the spotlight, but yet we're going to call and do an interview, you know?
Right.
Right.
Well, our relationship with them changed drastically when we got our hands on the interrogation video. I've asked for it for over 2 years, and it was always some weird excuse as to why I couldn't get it. And then when I got it, they accused me of all kinds of stuff to get it, which I'm like, it's a public document. I don't even know what you're accusing me of. And then basically, like they said Gypsy was going to call and tell the police all kinds of stuff, like that I obtained it this way or that way. I'm like, it's a public document. What part do you not understand? Like, and so I mean, it just turned from there. Like, and the fact that I released it pissed them off. Like, I mean, they were all absolutely livid, which really began to show me that it's not about truth and honesty. It's about this narrative that they've been trying to really, really push about her. And I think I don't know if that's self-preservation on their own part, or if that's really because they want Gypsy to not be, you know, viewed this way, but I don't know.
I nobody likes being portrayed as a shitty person.
Right.
You know, and when you are in the media because your daughter or stepdaughter went and murdered her own mother and you were nowhere even near to being involved in her life.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You look like a shitty person.
You do. Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of what has gone on with them has been, you know, trying to make up for that perception.
Trying to cover up the bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But because they're kind of associated with this, and because this has taken on, I mean, I realized how big this was when I'm a big fan of everything British, and I found this on a British website. I found the news article about this case, and I was like, oh damn, this is big.
Yeah.
And so I realized then, and then I heard about all the Dr. Phil nonsense and everything, which didn't really surprise any of us. Like all the officers, because we're all friends with each other. We work with each other, and
Right.
especially the females, we tend to band together. My best friend still works there.
Yeah.
And it was all of our opinion that Gypsy was one of the biggest attention-seeking whores we'd ever seen.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So seeing like the Dr. Phil interview and seeing like, yeah, I definitely got the impression from Christy that she's right in there with the attention-seeking.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, a little light bulb just went off. I'm wondering if, she got all this attention medically, sick kid, sick this, sick that, poor baby, all these things, got all this attention. If she started discovering that there's not so much coming anymore because it was old news, so now we need to be a vixen and get the attention. I'm wondering if that's why it shifted like it did so quickly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it just,
She
it makes
loves attention.
sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, she loves attention. She was always trying to insert herself into the groups, the biggest groups and the biggest table full of people, and get what attention she could. And that was something we all noticed quite a bit. And I mean, my theory has always been that once she gets out of prison, she is, first of all, she's going to try to milk her experience as much as she can.
Yeah.
Clock it.
Which, already is.
Right. Well, and I'm seeing that in, we're running out of time again. That's fine. But I'm seeing that again in what she's saying. Like I told you, Brandy, I said that she had said to me before about being an advocate for these children. And then she was like to Dawn, I'm not doing that because I'm going to work on me and I'm just going to live my life and blah, blah, blah. And now it's back to, now that she's back doing her things again, now she's back to this whole, I'm going to be a child advocate for children who da-da-da-da-da. And I feel like that's again to look at how great I really am. Instead, and it's another ploy.
Take away from some of the bad that we've been discovering. Some of the things we've uncovered lately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well, it's
man.
also a ploy to come out and have a reason to be in the press still and to be interesting still. Like I'm seeing this, and it's a setup. I
love the attention. She loves it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, my line of thought has been that once she gets out of prison, she's going to do what she can to milk this to get attention. And then when that no longer works, she's going to find some place to move. She's going to steal an identity or create a new one or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she's going to start to scam over again. And she because here's the thing, and I mean, yeah, what Dee Dee did to her was terrible. I will never deny that. It was awful. And I, especially as a mother myself, I could never imagine putting my child through that.
Right.
That's just so disgusting. But
she created a monster.
She did create a monster.
She's her own murderer. I mean,
right.
Gypsy 100% enjoys this. She enjoys the attention. She enjoys manipulating people.
Yep.
She loves this stuff, which is why she's doing things like announcing that she's engaged, and no, she's not engaged, and then she's engaged again. Who the hell would care?
Right. Who would even know? Who would even?
Well, and that's like the new thing with the picture with the hair and Christy playing everybody. How dare you share this? This is only for this group. Well, then her best friend's sharing it elsewhere, and the group that hates her. It's all a big ruse to keep the attention on Gypsy. It's a friend's haircut. Who gives a damn?
Right. It's all about the attention, and it's just stupid nonsense. But I think once she gets out and she's not able to get the attention she wants, she's just going to work on manipulating people and scamming people all over again. So that's why I say, watch out for her 2027 or so.
Yeah.
She's going to get out there and someone will pick up on it. Because where is she now? She's in prison. Who else is in prison? People who are really damn good at manipulating other people.
Yep.
Right.
Stealing identity.
Learning. She's just
Well,
learning her
they
skills.
are real.
Sharpening her
Well,
skills,
they
yep.
are hardened criminals when they go in. They are when they come out.
And I find it very interesting that it's only been me and other people that have said something about her getting help, not her own family pushing to get her help. They could have had a therapist come in and talk to her. They could have.
That's the first thing I did.
No, instead they've just allowed her to be whatever she's doing. And now that we are saying something about it, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to look into that. Well, you know why they were going to look into it? Because my friend who is a lawyer suggested it. And then Christy, and this was after the split, after we had stopped talking with them on a regular basis. And Gypsy had thrown all her fits and sent all those letters to Natasha and done all of that. Like literally, and who does that? Like, why are you sending all these letters to a Facebook group? And oh, my dearest and closest friends. Oh, for the love of God, they're not your dearest and closest friends, lady. Like literally.
Like these are the people who are watching the train wreck happen. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
But she loves the attention.
All of this was finally where I said, do you know you can get an injunction so that she can have a therapist visit her? Oh, okay. Well, I'll work on that, but nothing since, still.
No.
So
As a mother, that's the first thing I would have done.
as a mother, that's the first thing I would have done. Right.
Well, and
I went to trial.
She
even
doesn't
at
want
Green
therapy.
County,
She
we
doesn't want
offered
people
mental
telling
health
her what to
services.
do.
We had 2 psychiatrists on staff. We had mental health interns who would come.
Hold on, what did you say, Mac?
I said she doesn't want therapy. She doesn't want people telling her what to do. She doesn't want to be a better person. She just doesn't. She likes being who she is.
She does. All right, here we go.
Hey, Jameson.
This one's almost over. We've got about 8 minutes left.
Visit, and it's been a few years, but as far as I remember, I don't think Gypsy ever really had any of that.
And the one thing that she says she's done is the group therapy thing, where they're doing the group, probably the round table discussion kind of thing, and she had to write a letter to her mom, and that's been all that she's admitted to doing.
And we had people, like, we would have therapists come in and do one-on-one work, the interns, or occasionally, and for someone as high profile as her, I think our actual psychiatrist would have probably come in and handled
it. They would have been jumping at the chance to do this case.
And she wasn't asking. That's very telling. So let me ask you one last thing, because we're about to run out of time on the second time. Your opinion of all of this, do you feel like she had knowledge prior to 2015, like that, of what was going on with her mother and what was going on with her?
Like that this was all a scam, or?
Yes. Or that she was more complicit in the whole thing with the doctors and all of that than she tells.
Oh, I 100% believe that. Now, necessarily as a young child, no, not necessarily.
No,
not
obviously.
necessarily then.
Right, but in their later teens,
she made it to her late teens. I think she's not stupid.
No.
She's not stupid,
No.
and I think any normal person would probably be going, "Wait, why am I getting this done?
Yeah.
What is this about?" And she probably didn't want to say anything to the doctors or other health professionals because her mom had her under her control.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get that. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
But, I'm sure her mom, I'm sure she heard her mom saying, well, she's got this going on. She's got that going on. Like, I'm sure she knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, she likes to manipulate people. She likes to scam people. She loves it.
She loves it. And that's the end of that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the end of it. She loves it.
She does love it.
She does. She
A
really,
lot of
really
good comment being made.
really did.
La Marua says, Gypsy lies so much she believes her own lies, and she does.
That's what I've said.
Yeah.
Yeah. She believes her own bullshit. Like, yeah.
But can you believe how Hughes pegged her, dude?
Dude, I know.
Pegged her.
Yeah. I told you guys, this was a great interview.
Exactly what
And
happened.
I
She's like,
look
she
at
gonna
Brandy's
milk this.
opinion then.
Yep, she gonna milk this. Girl, she has been.
Yeah, she had it down. She knew it. She had her. But like I said, you know, you're looking at I
Yeah,
just
Karen, I know, me too.
because I haven't listened to this so long, I didn't remember how much Brandy was on this side of like in
Yeah,
this moment of what was
yeah.
going on. And this is a moment where we were dealing with Katie Joy. We were just finding out about Christy being all these different, you know, that I had just found out, I think, that's when, oh no, this is it. This is when I found out, she's talking about what we found out about Christy, was that Christy had been the one that had told Natasha that I had cheated on my husband and contracted
Oh,
an
yeah,
STD.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was what was going on. That was what we were figuring out right then in 2021. And so and Brandy's left and come back and left and come back between 2019 and this, you know. So and she wasn't with us the whole time we were on this. She didn't come in until 2019. So we were just about to do the podcast, and I think that's part of her problem that we didn't pick her. But whatever. But it just shows you I'm not the flip flopper here. If you hear me, my story is consistent. Hey, Javanka. My story is consistent. The only thing is different is that at one point in time I believed the Munchausen story, or at least believed something of the Munchausen by Paroxy story. Then I went to, no, this isn't Munchausen. This is something vastly different. I don't know what it is, maybe malingering, whatever. And then I got the truth. And ever since I've had that truth, that real truth, my story has been consistent. I don't change my stories. I may like forget a timeline, or I may mess up a detail, but my story is consistent. Because you don't need to remember what you said when you say the truth, right? Like, so I really think that this was such an interesting one. That interview gives us a lot of insight. So what did you guys think of it? And then we're going to go over a couple of documents due to this. You know, like I want to go back to the first responders and what they all say. So what do you guys think about this interview? Did you have more questions? Did you think of anything else? You know, did you like it? Did you not like it? Was insight? What did it give you? You know, just wondering what you guys think here.
A lot of people liked it, know that.
Yeah.
But and people were making comments about how, yeah, she had her pegged. I saw Karen say that she knew what was going to happen. If you're anybody who has any kind of insight or pays attention, you will peg Gypsy
quicker than anything.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I have some documents, and we're going to be discussing. So this first one.
Exactly, Stephanie. It shows we're on the right page.
Okay, so the first one we're going to bring up is a new supplemental report. So this was not available in 2017 to last year. Okay, so it wasn't available to this last year. This is one of the ones that was not included in the case file that I got. And one of the ones that I asked Patterson about. So we're going to pull this one up first, and then I'm going to go through each one of them and look at them for inconsistencies is what we're going for today with this whole David going through the window, not going through the window, right? So
same Karen.
Window.
To the walls.
Hold on, I gotta open it up so it's actually open when I come over here to get it. Is that it? No. Is that it? Yes. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to share this supplemental right here. Is it showing on the screen? Is it well for everybody to see?
You can make it a little bit larger, and I might have to take the comments off.
Yeah, I can't make it a little larger.
Okay, we'll have to take them off the screen for now.
And these are we'll post this. You guys will have this too. So this one is from Jay Stanley, so Officer Stanley, and he has the crime scene So on Sunday, June 14th, 2015, I was contacted by Lieutenant C. Hunt and requested respond to 2103 West Volunteer Way, Springfield, Missouri, 65803, in reference to possible suspicious circumstances involving the residents. A neighbor had called 911 after he read thread post on Facebook and was not able to contact anybody at the residence. I arrived on scene and contacted Captain K. Weatherford. I observed that the residence in question was located on the northeast corner of Hope Court and Volunteer Way. The house was light pink in color, and there was a wheelchair ramp on the front porch surrounded by white lattice fencing. The residence had white shutters and was covered with black composition asphalt shingled roof. Why that matters, I don't know. There was a blue shed located on the northeast corner of the concrete driveway. The numerics 2103 were displayed on the south front portion of the residence in black lettering. I also observed a purple in color Nissan Cube bearing Missouri license plate CVS2H in the driveway. I conducted a walk around of the residence and noticed the windows were all covered with blinds or coverings. I placed yellow crime scene tape around the residence to secure the scene. Detective Sergeant M. Stager arrived on scene with the crime scene unit, and I directed him to park in the street in front of the residence. Captain Weatherford advised me that I would be in charge of the crime scene. Sergeant Stager would be diagramming the scene. Sergeant D. Rice would be taking photographs. Corporal B. Wallace would be assisting me with the crime scene. And Sergeant S. Martin was en route to apply for a search warrant. Due to the rain and possible evidence being destroyed in the front yard, I began a search of the exterior of the residence prior to the search warrant being signed due to exigent circumstances. The following is a list of items that were located and recovered at 2103 West Volunteer Way. The evidence marker number will reflect the collected items of evidence and process in which it was collected during the crime scene investigation. Photographs were taken throughout the process, and a ruler scale was used during the collection process. Evidence gloves were changed in between each collected item of evidence to prevent cross-contamination. So he found a cigarette butt located in the driveway to the west side of the yard. I'm not going to go through all these, but I will put this out for you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen it before too. These three evidence, but these are the ones that are outside. So let me talk. Small clear piece of plastic located in the grass with the driveway in the front yard. A black piece of plastic with a small battery encased in it. The item was located in the front yard, west of the driveway. Blue piece of wrapper located in the southwest front yard, north of Volunteer Way. Purple pieces of fabric located on the grass just east of the front porch on the side of the residence. Discarded piece of chewing gum, interesting, located on the concrete driveway just east of the grass, and an orange plastic lid for an unknown drink located on the front porch near the southeast corner of the porch. I informed the search warrant had been granted, and Sergeant Stager and I placed on Tyvek evidence suits, protective booties, and placed on 2 pair of disposable evidence gloves to prevent cross-examination. So this is when he and the other officer breached the door, okay? We had initially received a key, which did not work on the front door because they had changed it. The key did, however, work on the east door, which led into the kitchen. I noticed there was a large plastic shelf with food items blocking the door. I carefully pushed the door open to gain entry into the residence. Upon entering the residence, I noticed there was a light on in the living room hallway. In the hallway, I observed what appeared to be a plastic cleaning bottle on the floor, along with a black baseball-style cap. Both items were directly below the hallway light fixture on the carpet. Upon entering the northeast bedroom, I observed what appeared to be a person lying on the bed. We announced ourselves as sheriff's office with no response. Closer inspection revealed a possible female lying on her stomach with her face slightly turned to the right, covered with several blankets. I noticed there appeared to be a large amount of possible blood on the upper back area of the victim, as there was heavy blood staining to the nightgown she was wearing. The blankets had been pulled back prior to our arrival by an unknown person, and the blood was located on the inside portion of the blankets. Based on my training and experience, I believed the victim was deceased, and I checked for a pulse on her right radial wrist to confirm. The female white victim, later identified as Clendinia A. Blanchard, date of birth 5/31/76, and that's wrong. It's 67. Had no respirations, no pulse, and was cold to the touch. I observed numerous tears in the fabric located on her back, which were consistent with puncture marks. We exited the residence without disturbing any evidence and notified dispatch to request the on-call Greene County medical examiner investigator to respond to our location. A short time later, Chief Forensic Investigator Tom Vanderberg and Forensic Investigator David Brown arrived on scene. We entered the residence and began to process Blanchard's body by taking photographs of the body. The bloodstained shirt Blanchard was wearing was carefully lifted to reveal what appeared to be approximately 12 puncture wounds to her upper back. The puncture wounds were consisted with a bladed instrument such as a knife. There was a large gaping cut to the back of the base of her head, which extended deep into her neck. There was a V-type possible blood smear pattern. A V-type, remember, it's a V. I told you guys, I called it, and they tried to tell me I was insane.
Yep.
Oh, it was just a putting his hand down. It was just a, nah. There's a V. And she was not wearing any panties. There was blood extending from Blanchard's nose and mouth from what appeared to be gravity while nearly face down. Blanchard was carefully placed in a body bag, and evidence locking tag was used on the zippers of the body bag by Chief Forensic Investigator Vanderberg. The body was then removed from the residence and transported by the Forensic Investigator Brown to the Greene County Medical Examiner's office to be secured for a pending autopsy. We exited the scene and conducted a briefing in the crime scene unit. Okay, we re-entered the residence where we began processing the crime scene. I noticed the thermostat digital reading was 72 degrees. When I checked the setting, it showed it had been manually set for 45 degrees. I observed several wheelchairs in the living room, which had numerous items stacked on them, and the living room as well as the house was cluttered, which would prevent the normal use of them. How funny is that? You mean the cop realized that she couldn't use her I'm sorry. There was a regulator for an oxygen tank on the floor next to the front door, which was covered in dust. I did not locate any oxygen tanks or medical equipment in the residence, which appeared to be used for medical reasons. There were 21 oxygen tanks on the front porch, and 13 of them had the protective tabs on them, indicating they had not been used. The following is a list of items recovered from 2103 West Volunteer Way. So we've got the plastic spray bottle with a bluish liquid substance, which if you ask Nick, she was using a red bottle. The item was located in the hallway, directly below the hallway light fixture. We've got the black baseball style cap located next to the plastic spray bottle, identified as evidence 8. 10, possible swab of blood located on the lid of the HP laptop computer, located on the floor next on the east side of the bed. Possible swab of blood located on the lid of the HP laptop computer, located on the floor next to the east side of the bed. DNA swab of the keyboard of the HP laptop computer. Recovery of the HP laptop computer located on the floor next to the east side of the bed. Evidence 13A, power cord for the laptop computer. HP laptop computer was leased to Springfield Police Department forensic computer technician who had responded to the scene and conducted an on-site computer forensic investigation. Barney's stuffed animal, which had been initially located at the head of the bed next to Blanchard. Multiple colored pillow located on the master bed just above Blanchard was located. Now, that multicolored pillow located on the master bed is the one that ends up at the bottom left-hand corner where there is a pool of blood that we have no explanation as to why it is there.
Right.
Okay, so he's saying it was up there, but they end up measuring it from down at the bottom of the bed. And now I think I know why.
Right.
I believe that that's what they think, that she was actually held down there, and that's why they measured it from that spot too. So that's my assessment. Blood-soaked sheet located on the bed where Blanchard was located. The sheet was placed on wide evidence paper, blah, blah, blah. The comforter was from the bed, the pink blanket, a small blue and white blanket, white flowered pillow located from the west corner of the bed Blanchard was laying on, pillow which Blanchard was laying on top in bed, strands of fabric which had been tied in knots recovered next to the pillow which Blanchard was laying on top of, and we know that's her rosary, thin white sheet which would have been under Blanchard, fitted sheet located on top of the bed, second fitted sheet located on top of the bed, foam pad located on the top of the mattress Blanchard would have been laying on. Okay, so I want you to understand this. There was a blanket under her. There was a thin white sheet under her. There was a fitted sheet. Then there was a second fitted sheet. Now we get to the foam pad, and that foam pad is the one that made the patterns on her body. So you're telling me we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 things in between her and this mattress pad, and it made those pieces all over her in the wrong form of lividity. Okay, it wasn't on the stomach, it's on the sides, which means she wasn't laying on her stomach like they're saying for the entire time. But hey, who am I to argue with a freaking medical examiner, right?
Yeah.
All right. Evidence 28 and 29 were inspected prior to collecting for the presence of body fluids. I used UV light and an amber filter to inspect the items. The items indicated a positive indication for possible bloody fluids during the inspection process. The white nightgown, the white bathtub towel, the white pillow, possible blood splat located on a plastic bag north of the master bed, possible blood swab located on a red binder north of the master bed, possible blood swab located on the inner southeast door casing of the master bedroom, plastic spray bottle of possible cleaner located on top of the projector, wet wipe located inside a plastic cup in the trash can. Okay, so obviously, here we go. We've got the Pepsi bottles, the wet wipes, the phones, chapsticks, Disney wallet, DNA swabs here, the cube, the possible blood sweat on the exterior upper door of the bathroom. There was blood in the sink. DNA swab of the light switch, which is why I believe that David told him that he touched it. Roll of paper towels with possible blood, single paper towel. I mean, you get the picture. They collected a whole shit bug of things. Okay. So we can go through those at another time because this is not the part of it that I want to really focus on, but I'm just kind of scrolling for you guys. Is there another baseball cap? In the bottom drawer of the dresser in the master bedroom. Oh. Hey, Mac, write that down. Evidence 131. Baseball side cap located from the bottom drawer of the dresser in the master bedroom.
Okay.
Because remember, we've been told it was a party. So now, there's the Empire bag. She took the money. And that's it. Okay. So they did inspect the roof and they did inspect the gutters, evidence with negative results. So, and then they did their search warrant and that's that. All right. So that's the first one. I actually thought that was before Hughes got there and everything. So that's why I did it first, but that's the first one. That's when they breached the door. So, and there you go. All right. So let me close that one. Cancel, just move it. All right. So, any questions over that one? Does anybody know?
No. How many are we going to show of these?
Why?
I'm just asking.
I think there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
Okay.
But they're not long like that one.
Right.
Why? Do you need to go?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just asking because you got a super chat. I just wanted to make sure that.
Oh, well, let's go up. Where is it? Where is the super chat? Hold on. Let me grab
about
it.
your comment. Obviously, your comment is being seen. I've seen 2 other people say that your comment was spot on Mr. Nobody.
Oh, so it was seen. Well, no, I put it out. So they might have seen it where I put it out.
Oh, maybe. That's true.
Thank you, Laboo Buster. Oh, and by the way, we heard the whole thing the other day about her saying that she would scream, Laboo, boo. Well, apparently that's some sort of ancient mythology thing that's where the Laboobos actually come from.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's an actual thing of why the Laboobos are that thing. Fancy the OG train conductor toot. Thank you so much, you guys. I just super appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
We support the Truth Train. We're on it, and yep, we're going. We're coming around the bend.
Right. There were strips of fabric on the bed, and they were bloody, and I have not looked at them. Okay? I have not looked at them.
There's so many pieces of fabric on the bed.
And LaBuster, you're talking about the brownies. They were bought from Papa John's. Yeah, the brownies in the hotel supposedly were. But I'm going to tell you this. There was a person that went around talking about this back in the day, and I'm thinking it's one of the ones from the actual community that we're starting to hear from, right? Mm-hmm. And they said that she met him at the door, and I think it was Dan, not freaking Nick. Dan at the door, and she was naked, and she had cooked him brownies naked. That's what I was told. And yes, she had blood on her shirt. So that's where I got that from. I didn't just make up the fact that she made brownies.
She ghosted Nick forever.
Right. Exactly. Okay, so the next one I have here, let me pull it up so I've got the picture right. Okay. So this is the first one. All right, page 17. All right, here we go. Let me get this one down. I'm going to add this. No, go away. Get you out of here. Stop the screen. And we got to share this. No, shut. Presenter invite. Share screen.
They had Christmas lights on their car.
What'd you say?
Somebody just went by, had Christmas lights on their car. It looked nice.
On my? Or you?
No, and on my street right out here.
Okay, because I was like, what are you can see out my window? What are you talking
about? No, I had to come out and let Lola out. The car went by with Christmas lights all over the hood of not the hood, I'm sorry, the top. It looked nice. It looked really nice.
All right, guys, here we go with this one.
Thought I'd share.
Okay, and this one I can make bigger. All right, here we go. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Robertson. Okay, so on 6/14 at around 13.
Which one was Robertson?
I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to. He tells you who he is in here. So
okay.
Okay. So on 6/14/15 at around 13:15 hours, I responded to 2103 West Volunteer Way to check the well-being of Claudania A. Blanchard, date of birth, and he gets it right, except that he gets the date. Oh God, they never get the time right. 5/3/67, and her 14-year-old daughter, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, date of birth 7/27/00.
14.
Do you know where that comes from? That freaking number comes from David
Blanchard.
According to call notes, it was reported the two had not been seen or heard from for approximately 2 days, and that the caller, Kim Blanchard, she and David who told him that it was 14 years old. A close friend reported finding Facebook posts from unknown persons stating the two had been raped and murdered. Additionally, it was reported she and other neighbors at the above residence arrived at the above residence to find Claudinia's vehicle in the driveway. No one would answer the door. Furthermore, it was said both Claudinia and Gypsy had several health issues requiring them both to get around, mostly by wheelchair. Both
of them.
Okay.
Both of them.
Upon arrival of myself, Deputy K. Hughes and Corporal R. Stewart, and later Deputy T. Haynes, Deputy Hughes spoke to the neighbors and friends on scene who knew the two alleged missing females, while Corporal Stewart and I checked the doors and windows of the residence for any indication of forced entry or foul play. Nothing was found as a result. Now, In this version, they're saying that that he hasn't gone through the window yet, right? This is basically, he's not gone through the window yet.
Right.
But if you read other reports, it's going to tell you that they get there and he's already going through the window.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Okay, but in this version, nothing foul play, no forced entry. However, here we go. While checking on the east door of the residence, so you're standing right freaking there next to him? Because there's only 2 doors.
Right.
So the front door and the
front.
east door. So he's standing literally right there next to him. And he's saying, okay, wow. So you didn't think you could pull him down and tell him, excuse me, no, you can't go in there?
Right.
What the?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. One of the neighbors, Charles Blanchard. Now remember, she gave her correct name. But here we're talking about Charles Blanchard. There is no Charles Blanchard. His name is not Charles David Blanchard, David Charles Blanchard, none of that. His name is David freaking Blanchard with some other freaking name in the middle. I don't know, but it's not Charles.
Freaking
So this guy writes down
Freaking
Charles.
is his middle name. David freaking Blanchard. That's it.
David freaking Blanchard. That's his freaking name. Charles Blanchard, okay? Kimberly's husband. So we know that it's David because it's not some other Blanchard because it's Kim's husband. Found an unlocked but closed window leading into the kitchen of the resident, and he went in despite warnings not to. Moments later, remember? Now she said he went down the hallway and they made him close the window, right? No. Moments later, he unlocked the front door and advised the 2 were not inside, and he did not see any apparent sign of struggle. He was instructed to exit the residence, and the residence was resecured. It was learned that the window Charles found unlocked could not be secured due to malfunctioning window locks not caused by tampering.
Can you pause 1 second?
Yeah.
1 second. Somebody had a good question earlier.
Okay, I can't see, so you're going to have to look at those.
If David had a key, why did he have to go through the window?
Because they changed the front door.
Because Dee Dee changed the locks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So she hadn't changed the back yet. It was literally laying there for her to do so probably the next day.
Do so, yeah.
All right. So there's no cause, no tampering. So we checked the vehicle in the driveway and outbuilding on the property, and nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary with either of them. We checked. I then assisted with gathering information that would be pertinent to locating the 2 possible missing females. I canvassed the area of the residence in view of the home in question, and I found no one home. That's funny because according to Kay Hughes, they were all standing there. According to the Facebook post, they were all standing there.
Yep.
So you canvassed the area and you didn't find anybody home except that they were, well, of course they weren't home. They were all standing in the fucking driveway. Okay.
Yeah.
There was uncollected mail in the mailbox showing postmark dates of 6/8/15. However, it was unaware when the mail was delivered. Additional information gained while on scene per Deputy K. Hughes was that with the people that don't exist. How did she get this information if no one was there? Was the Gypsy had a secret Facebook account that she kept hidden from her mother, and that she had been sexting an individual about meeting. See her report for details, as well as the detail of the Facebook comments made about the 2 being raped and murdered. Based on the information obtained at the scene, I made contact with the on-call detective, B. Wallace, and I informed him of the matter. I was later advised he would be en route along with other detectives to investigate, and that he requested that I have Claudia and Gypsy entered into mules as missing. Prior to leaving the scene, I called Records Division and had both entered as missing. So that's page 17 and 18. Okay, so 19. Any questions on that one?
No. Is Robertson the one that told him he could go through the window?
Well, he says no. I don't. They never said which one told him. I don't think. Maybe it will.
Well, who lost their job?
The one that was training. So it's not Robertson. No,
okay.
It's like Stager, I think it is.
Okay.
Because it was her training officer. So it's not Robertson. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys this. This was really interesting to me. I hadn't really looked at this before because, it's just a missing person report, right? But do you see who here? Let me.
Yeah.
All right. Do you
Much
see?
better. Much better.
Okay. So the person who's giving this account of who last saw them was Amy Pinegar, and that's her information, you know. And so missing. Oh shit! Hold on.
Which is Aaliyah's mom, right?
Yeah. I don't want that there. Okay, but okay. So look at that. What was the missing? 6/8/2015 at 8 a.m. Okay?
Right.
She's been missing from 8 a.m. on 6/8/2015. And that's Pinegar who said this, who gave this information of when she last saw them. So Amy was the last person to see Dee Dee alive, according to this report.
Right.
Okay. So I've got 19. That's hers. All right. So this is Kay Hughes. This is what she has to say. This is the one we just interviewed. Okay. On 6/14/15 at 3:13 p.m., I, Officer Kay Hughes, was dispatched to a call for service at Volunteer Way. I responded along with Deputy Robertson and my field training officer, Corporal Stewart. Stewart's the one who gets fired. So Stewart gets fired, but Robertson is literally telling you he's standing right there next to freaking David on the porch looking at the door, and David's going through the window, and he doesn't stop David from going through the window. So why didn't Robertson get fired too?
Right.
No? Okay.
Yeah, Stewart. I remember now it was Stewart.
Right. Neighbors of the occupants. Oh, look, see, here they are. They're here. In this one, they're here. Neighbors of the occupants, Claudine Blanchard, who goes by the name Dee Dee, and her daughter Gypsy Blanchard, were concerned because some posts had been made on Dee Dee's Facebook page from her own account under the name Gyp Blanchard. We were met at the Blanchard's residence by 4 neighbors. So where were you going canvassing the neighborhood when 4 neighbors are standing right there?
Right. Who else were you going to talk to?
Okay, but hey, David and Kimberly Blanchard. Oh, now see, this is now she. Look. Here she is. She writes David.
Right.
David. Okay.
Right.
Now, there's a big thing here. And we talked about this last year, and I think it went over a lot of people when I was doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know more, right? David, this is Officer Hughes. She is in training. Like she said, she was going with her field training officer. Okay. So she doesn't have any prior total interaction with David. However, the other officers do through his work with the 501 First nonprofit.
The ones calling him Charlie.
The ones calling him Charles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because more than one calls him Charlie.
Charles, right. So she says David and Kimberly Blanchard, no relation, Tamara Rose, and Amy Pinegar, the initial reporting party. That's really funny that Amy is the initial reporting party when Kim is the one that was telling everybody that she's who called. And they took a call from her as well. So I guess Amy called and maybe Kim called. Interesting there, because they've never said that multiple people were calling. They all just said that, oh, Kim called, so they're on their way, we're going. So that's interesting to me too, knowing that Amy had called in as well. The neighbors were concerned both because both Dee Dee and Gypsy had multiple health problems. Gypsy was wheelchair bound and had a degenerative genetic disorder of some sort, you don't say, and some sort of cancer, according to Kim. She won't live to be as old as we are, Kimberly stated. The neighbors all stated that Dee Dee and Gypsy spent a lot of time at home and were friendly people, describing them both as sweet multiple times. They stated that Blanchard had moved to the Springfield area after Hurricane Katrina. They had been residents of Louisiana prior to that. None of them thought that the Blanchards had any relatives still living. They had tried to call Dee Dee's cell phone multiple times and not gotten an answer, which they said was unusual. Tamara and Amy confirmed that it was Dee Dee's car sitting in the driveway. None of them could remember seeing either Dee Dee or Gypsy in the last few days. They stated that there had been a burglary at this location in April. Oh, was that when Nick was coming to see Cinderella? No.
Yeah.
April. And Dee Dee had been very nervous ever since. I asked if Dee Dee would open the door of the house to a stranger, and Amy stated that she would, and she rarely looked outside or used the peephole before opening the door. I asked her if she would describe Dee Dee as being inclined to trust people, and Amy said that Dee Dee was a very trusting individual, although the robbery had rattled her. Ken showed me the posts in question. The first one posted on 6/14/15 at approximately 2:40 p.m. That tracks with the timeline I did last year. Stated that bitch is dead. A comment on the same post, also from Dee Dee's account, said, "I fucking slashed that fat pig and raped her sweet innocent daughter. Her scream was so fucking loud." Laughs out loud. Yeah, Gypsy. Was it so fucking loud? Laughs out loud. That fat pig. Wow. Approximately half an hour after the initial post, another post was made on Dee Dee's Facebook page saying, "The girl is dead too." Kimberly took screenshots of the post and sent them to my email account upon request.
See, now I'm starting to think real quick. I'm starting to think that Gypsy included herself in that so that people, you know, would be so happy when they finally found her that they wouldn't think to be like, "Oh my God, you were a part of this." You know what I mean? They would just be so happy that she's alive, right?
Yeah. She was pulling a Gone Girl. I'm telling you, this is all Gone Girl.
Yep.
This is 100% the Gone Girl theory. This is where it comes from. And then, guys, I want you to understand, while they were hiding in the closet the next morning, and they were the warrant was, you know, they're trying to get them to come downstairs in the standoff. This last post, "The girl is dead too," disappears from the Facebook account. Okay, so it goes away.
The last post,
Yeah. So that last post, that last comment, David Blanchard stated that he had formerly been involved in the running of VisionCon. Why are you offering this up? A local science fiction and fantasy convention. David said in 2011, he doesn't talk about the 2009 incident, does he? He had arranged to meet a man at VisionCon, and the man had convinced her to steal money from her mother's purse and run away with him. Her mother had been able to find out what was going on and prevent anything from happening. That's not in 2011. That's in 2009, David.
Right.
You just lied right there.
Again.
Linda Young, the mother of the next door neighbor. Oh, okay. So this is the girl that has the autism. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Walked over to talk to us after we'd been on scene for a while. She stated that her daughter had formerly had a key to the Blanchard house, but had given it back maybe 6 months ago. Her daughter has some mental disabilities, but is high functioning and lives alone. Linda stated there was some sort of trouble at the Blanchard residence with certain people in the neighborhood that her daughter had been implicated in because she had a key, which is what prompted her to return it. Linda did not want to tell me who certain people were, but implicated that they continued to cause issues. You don't say, Linda.
Have we talked to Linda or tried to?
No, I have not. I'm going to find that one and about, because we never bothered the autistic girl and her family. I don't know. We just I didn't ever do it. Aaliyah Woodmansey, Amy's daughter, also came to the scene. Really, Aaliyah? Because in Gypsy's Revenge, didn't you tell us that they came and knocked on your door and they woke you up?
Sat down at the table with her.
And sat down at the table with you. And then you gave this information. And then the next day they came back and they sat down with you and you gave them more of this information, except for you'd already given it in the driveway with everyone else who, weren't in their homes. Okay. Aaliyah informed me that Gypsy had communicating to her through a secret Facebook profile her mother did not know about last October. Aaliyah was able to find the messages on her phone and allowed me to use the phone to review the messages. Gypsy said in the messages that she had been communicating with another man on the internet. At one point in a message, Gypsy stated that this man was 24 years old, and at another point she stated that she wanted their future son to be named Nicholas Paul Goder-John Jr. The message that Gypsy sent to Aaliyah indicated that this man had promised Gypsy various things, possibly including stating that they would get married, although they had not met in person at this point. That's a lie, too. Well, no. Okay. It's not, because this is from last October.
Right,
So we're
right.
talking about this. Okay. All right. This man had been promising to meet her at the premiere of the movie Cinderella in March. Gypsy had gotten upset with Aaliyah and wound up blocking her from Facebook. Aaliyah was unable to remember what Gypsy's name was listed as on Facebook, believed it to be Gypsy Rose. It was actually Emma Rose. She stated that Gypsy had been using a picture from the Disney animated version of Cinderella as her profile picture. None of the neighbors seemed to know anything further they could contribute. I collected their contact information and informed them to contact us if they knew of anything else that could help the investigation. All right, so here we go. Okay, so that's Stuart. Hold on. Hold on. No, this is different. Oh, that was Hughes's. Okay, so here's Stuart's.
Hughes. We just did Hughes.
So now we're doing Stuart. Okay, so this is her training officer who gets
the one who got the boot.
The one that gets the boot. Okay. On Sunday, 6/14/2015 at 3:57. Now look, she says 3:13. The other officer says 3:15, and this guy's got it as almost a full hour later at 3:57 p.m. No,
nothing's consistent. Nope.
Nothing's consistent. Myself and Deputy Kathleen Hughes responded to the 2103 West Volunteer Way in Springfield, Missouri, on a check well-being call with Deputy Mike Robertson. According to the call notes, Kimberly Blanchard reported she had seen threats towards her friend on Facebook and was concerned for her well-being. Upon arriving to the residence, Deputy Robertson and Hughes made contact with Kimberly, her husband Charles, and other friends of the residence, except that, remember, the other guy says that they weren't there. Okay? While I walked around the residence searching to see if I could see any signs of forced entry or a better vantage point to get a view into the residence. So they're all checking for the exact same thing, like they weren't doing multiple things. That's really interesting to me too.
Yeah.
The house, which was located on the north side of Volunteer Way, was a modest single-level residence with a house located next to it on the east side and a vacant lot on its west side and a small wooded area and another house located to the north of it. All of the doors and windows I checked did not show any signs of being tampered with, and the only window without any form of window tint on it was located on the northeast corner to the near of the house. That's Dee Dee's room.
Dee Dee's bedroom, yep.
So she was like, don't put that shit on my window.
Right, or they did it during or after, right?
Right, exactly. Upon looking through the small portion of the open drapes of the window, it appeared lights were on in the room. You don't say, because didn't David say there were no lights? Interesting. And that there was a bed next to the window. I was unable to tell if anything was disturbed or if anyone was inside the room. Upon coming around the west side of the house, I contacted Deputy Robertson, who advised me he could not see any signs of windows being tampered with or forced entry. Upon checking the residence's mailbox, I noticed that there are several articles of mail inside with the post stamp dated as far back as 6/8/2015. After reviewing the mail, I went back to the rear of the residence and checked the window at the rear of the residence. That allowed me any kind of view. Again, I could not see any signs of disturbance or if anyone was inside the room. While I was at the rear of the residence, I heard what sounded like something breaking around the corner of the east side of the house. I walked around the corner and seeing Deputy Robertson standing on the side deck.
Yep. Yep.
I was asked what was going on. Deputy Robertson advised me that Charles, Kimberly, and their friends had pried open a window wanting to go inside the residence. As I continued walking around the house, Kimberly asked if they could go into the residence and check. But wait a minute. The guy's going through the window in the other one, and this one he's not, and the other one he is.
Hey, is that showing on the screen for people? Because it's not showing on the screen on my TV.
Is it not showing, guys? Hold on. No, why is it not showing? Oh, I'm sorry. What did it do? There we go. Now you see it. It's been acting weird. It keeps taking things off the screen. I'm sorry, guys.
YouTube's really being jacked, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think it's StreamYard, though. Hold on. Okay, let me get back to this. Okay.
Mine's
I
so
informed her. Okay. All right. As I continued walking around the house, Kimberly asked if they could go into the residence and check. I informed her that would not be a good idea, and we could not give her permission to do that. As I continued to walk around to the front, I observed that Charles was already climbing through the window. Charles, why wasn't he arrested then?
I know.
Charles asked because, okay. Okay, look, I'm going to finish this paragraph and then we're going to talk about this for a minute because none of this makes any sense. Charles asked me if I would arrest him. Why would you not? You're watching him literally break into a person's home that you don't know is alive, dead, or in there. You don't even know if he knows her. He could have been the perpetrator standing right there, crawling through the window, and you don't even fucking know. I advised him that if the homeowner had not given him permission and wanted to press charges against him, if he went in uninvited, he could face charges. This is when one of the neighbors and friends of the homeowner stated she would not care, and Charles went inside. But I thought he was already crawling inside. Now he's going inside. But he asked you, and he wasn't, but he was crawling, but he wasn't. Oh, my God. That is when one of the neighbors,
Charlie David.
That is when one of the neighbors and friends of the homeowner stated she would not care, and Charles went inside. This is the third time you're telling me that he's going inside. This doesn't.
David is he's nefarious as fuck, man.
After a couple of minutes, Charles opened the front door and stated nobody was home and did not see any signs of trouble except for several wheelchairs being inside the residence. While standing in the front yard, I peered through the open front door and observed no signs of a disturbance. Seeing no signs of a disturbance, I instructed Debbie Robertson to have Charles and anyone else, see, I told you, anyone else inside.
Just went black again. It just went black again.
Why is it doing this?
I don't know.
It was doing this with the video too. All right, there you go. Try again. And anyone else inside to step out of the residence and secure the door. All right, now, this is upsetting to me. This is a man who is actively committing, breaking, and entering. And you're telling him, we can't really stop you, basically. I don't advise you going in there. She could press charges later. No, he's committing a crime right in front of you. And he defied what you told him to do. Why wouldn't you have cuffed him immediately and considered him a suspect in something? Let me find out what you guys are saying in the chat. I want to know. I want to know what you guys are saying. What do you guys think? Fancy, the screen has been black for the last 20 minutes. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was outside. I was just going to say, sorry about that, you guys. I was outside. And when I'm on my phone, I'm on StreamYard. So I'm seeing what you're seeing, but they're not seeing it. So I came walking in my room. I'm looking at my TV and I'm like, why is it black? So then I get on my iPad and I'm like, okay, it's black there. And then I saw, the comment. No. And I was like, okay, the screen's black.
No, according to them, kick cancer, it didn't smell at all. Now, she's laying there 6 to 7 days at this point, okay? Between anywhere from 5 to 7 days, depending on the timeline. She's laying there, and it doesn't smell. She hasn't done, the decomp is off. I've told you guys, nothing about this makes any fucking sense, and these people are covering something. I believe these officers are involved somehow. Involved in something. At very least, covering something up.
It's my opinion. Why do certain officers call him Charlie? Why all the
No,
different
no, no,
stories?
no, no, no. That is a crime. The homeowner is not answering the door. The homeowner did not give him permission to enter. So she doesn't have to tell him no. He entered her house with no permission given. That's the crime. If I were to go across the street right now and go kick in my friend's, my neighbor's front door, I would be arrested if somebody called and found me in there and they're not there for breaking and entering. That is the entire definition of breaking and entering.
And
Do you understand?
and the guy told him, you probably shouldn't do that.
We don't know who called the cops. It's either Kim or Amy. We don't know. Fuck, Gypsy could have called him her damn self for all we know at this point.
Right.
Just unbelievable. Okay. All right. Let me keep going here. Hopefully it'll stay on the screen. All right. Since the friends of the homeowner stated that both mother and child had medical issues, I instructed Deputy Robertson to contact the local hospitals to see if one of them had been hospitalized, while I contact dispatch to see if there were any recent medical calls or incidents at the location. According to dispatch, there had not been any medical calls or incidents since an April 30th check being called that I had handled by an officer. After speaking with both hospitals, it was found that that neither the mother or daughter had been admitted to the hospital recently. All right. Is this on the screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Concerned with the Facebook threats and not being able to locate any information to where the mother and child were contacted, I contacted Lieutenant Jason Johnson and briefed him of the situation and asked him how he wanted me to proceed. After being briefed, Lieutenant Johnson instructed me to have the on-call CID detective notified and see how they wanted us to proceed. Since Deputy Robertson was the primary officer, I assisted him. He should have gotten fired too then. Assisted him with paging the on-call and instructed him to bring him up to speed on what was happening. While waiting for the CID on call to call, I instructed Deputy Hughes to collect information from Charles, Kimberly, and the other subjects that were at the residence. Upon Deputy Timothy Haynes, the oncoming district car arrival, I had him start on attempts with pinging the available cell phone numbers we could obtain for the mother and daughter and attempt to contact hospitals in the Kansas City area to see if the mother and daughter had been transported up there. This was because of a note that was found on the front door had a Kansas City Children's Mercy Hospital address marked on it. A short time later, Lieutenant Johnson arrived on scene and took over the scene. After Deputy Robertson and Hughes completed obtaining the information needed for the report, we were released from the scene. Upon returning to headquarters, the information was entered into the report by Deputy Hughes, and Deputy Robertson contacted records to have the mother and daughter entered as missing in mules. Okay, so this is the last one. So
okay, black again.
Well, good. We got through it. All right. There's one more I'm going to look for real quick because it's the other person who went inside, and I went inside with the first one we read, Stanley, and I think he contradicts what Stanley says too.
I think
I'm
so.
going to run to the body, and then I'll come back and look for it But think about this. I want you guys to discuss in the chat. Let's see what you guys think about all of this. Why the conflicting stories of the officers? Do you think what they're doing is covering up for the fact that they allowed him to really go inside? Because they're all trying to deny that they let him go inside. But
right.
Hughes said he told her they could go inside.
Why David the two different names for David? You know what I mean? Right. Why is some calling him Charlie when that's not his name anywhere ever at all? And some people are calling him David. I don't understand that part at all. I don't think it would have preserved it to the point that it did. Nope, not his middle name either. Nope. We looked it all up. We've been on this whole thing for over a year now. We've been looking into this. I haven't trusted him from the beginning. He's had 3 different stories on 3 different shows. And no. You know what I'm saying? When you're telling the truth, your story stays the same.
Maybe exactly. That's the point, Diamond. Exactly. I think these Visicon people, nefarious people.
Okay. All right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right. Let me go through here and see if I have. Okay. So
Diamond said exactly what we're thinking. That he was a Charlie at Visicon.
bet you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Right? Is the whole neighborhood on it? Like, what is going on?
Yes, I'm telling you. Yes.
Like, what is going on?
Okay, I'm going through here. That's where Meg and Pat contacts them. That's all the stuff with Flora.
Exactly, Abel, and a couple of our friends, Twixie Lane actually being one of the researchers, I mean, has done some digging, and our other friend Chrissy, I mean, there's some things that will really make you stop and go, huh, interesting. Very interesting. They've done a lot of good work. They really have. By the way, that was Trixie. I say Twixie because of your cat, darn it. Trixie, that was her at the beginning when we were talking about Claudia or Emma's real death, the heart attack. That was Trixie that released that. Just want to make sure I gave her credit because I forgot to.
I give her credit on our video too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I found the last report I want to do here. Okay. So hopefully you guys will be able to see it. I don't know. I have to have it up. I'm sorry. I forgot. I have to have it actually open.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Kaylee, because after Christmas, we're going to be going over that, her interrogation.
Okay.
Did you notice when being interrogated how she got on the floor to listen? She was. It was so creepy. Like, what are you doing? And they saw her. She totally got caught.
There's a new thing where you could also share the system audio, so I can actually mute now. That's cool. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. All right. Okay, so this is what we've got on screen here. Hold on, let me make it big. All right, so this is Staker. Okay. Oh no, this is Stewart again. Oh, is this the same one? Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it went right back. Hold on. No, why did it do that? Just a second. That's not the one I want. Is it another? Do I have two of them up? Is that what the problem is? Window? No, hold on. Okay.
My favorite part of the interrogation is when she sits there and realizes that her ass is grass and jumps up and trips over the blanket saying, "Sir, I need a lawyer. Sir, I need a lawyer." She knocks on the freaking door really fast. "I need a lawyer." Best part of that whole interrogation.
Oh, for sure.
You can see when it hits her too. She's just like sitting there and she's like, "I'm fucked." Pretty much, but not as fucked as you should have been.
That's the CPS report.
Yep. She still is. She's still today the same way. Yep.
Okay.
But you know, supposedly she's gone away yet again, so.
That's the one. Okay, here we go. Now I can make it bigger. Can you guys see it?
Hang on.
There you go. Okay, hopefully it stays up. Just a second here.
And now, who is this one now?
This is Stager. Where the frick did the picture go? Here it is. Okay. All righty, guys. Here we go. Okay, so he's doing the crime scene diagrams, okay? On June 14, 2015, I responded to 2103, blah, 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 reference to 2 missing persons with suspicious circumstances. I was assigned to be the crime scene supervisor as well to do this crime scene diagram. Hold on. Is this the one we read before? New terrain, moving an area, we began to search the exterior. The search warrant, I'm going to see about videos. Okay, no, okay, this isn't it. Okay, this is the right one. Okay. So, this is where they're advising that these people are all coming. We don't need to really read that. When I arrived at the scene, I observed the residence in question was a pink, blah, blah, blah. The Nissan Cubes out there. The trash cans are there. North side of the residence was a wooded area. East side, blah, blah, blah. Due to the rain, we began a search of the exterior residence. Sergeant Stanley, Sergeant Rice, and I began a grid search outside the residence. The search had to be called off twice due to lightning strikes in the area. The evidence of the outside of the residence was marked with number placards, then photographed and collected. Okay, so this is the part here. The search warrant was signed by Judge Michael Cordonier, and a copy was brought to the scene for deputies to review. At 0018 hours on June 15, 2015. So again, they did not breach the door till 12:18 a.m. on June 15th. Now, here's the thing about that, okay? This was called in as a check well-being under suspicious circumstances with inciting information that clearly showed something was wrong. They had every right to breach that door, just like Kay Hughes said. She said, we had disagreed. We thought we should go in. That's the thing they should have done. They had every right to enter this door, not David Blanchard, them. You're called out there. There's no sign of these people. You can't get a hold of them. They aren't answering the door. You go in. What if they are laying there distressed from 15 in the afternoon till midnight? You can't get a search warrant when you've got a freaking, I killed the bitch. The bitch is dead. I slashed her thing. I killed her daughter. The daughter's dead too. And you didn't freaking think that that was enough evidence to breach
I mean, I would think that would be reason to bust down the door.
Probable cause all the way.
Right.
All right.
Because supposedly they can't leave without having eyes on them.
Exactly. All right. So Sergeant Stanley and I attempted to make entry through the front door. However, the key would not unlock the door. Okay. Here's the deal. If you came through the front door and David went in there and he came out the front door, wouldn't you think that in case something needed to happen, they would have left the door unlocked? But no, they're still trying to work with this key. You had access. You didn't even need to do so, but whatever,
Yep.
Sergeant Stanley had obtained a key to the residence, so forced entry would not be needed. Sergeant Stanley and where'd they get this key from? Did Charles give it to them by any chance? Sergeant Stanley and I attempted to make entry through the front door. However, the key would not unlock the door. We then proceeded to the side door on the east side of the residence. The key allowed us to unlock the door. However, as Sergeant Stanley attempted to open the door, he was met with resistance. Sergeant Stanley was able to push the door open enough to see a plastic shelving unit that was placed in front of the door with kitchen materials on it. Once inside the residence, we searched briefly for any evidence. As we walked down the hallway to the north, Sergeant Stanley went into a bedroom on the west side of the residence, and I went into a bedroom on the east side. As I entered the bedroom, funny, he doesn't say there's no door. As I entered the bedroom on the west side of the residence, as I entered the bedroom, I observed a light that was on in the closet. But didn't David say there was no light? In the northwest corner,
it was too dark. He couldn't see.
In the northwest corner of the residence. This illuminated the bedroom just enough that I was able to see a person lying in the bed. Now, David went through at 3:00 in the afternoon. So you're telling me that David, it's too cold. It's too dark for him to see her at 3:00 in the afternoon when her when her window wasn't covered, but except with that little white sheet. Or was it even covered with the little white sheet at that point? Who freaking knows? Right? Because they could have put it up afterwards.
Right.
And he doesn't see her. But this guy goes in and he's like, oh yeah, there was a light on and there was just enough for me to be able to see her. So which one is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So.
Would love to know.
They illuminated the bedroom just enough that I was able to see a person lying in the bed. I observed what appeared to be a female laying on her stomach. Now it's really funny because didn't Stewart say that he was the one that went into the Dee Dee's bedroom? Isn't he the one that said that first? That's interesting.
I know that.
I observed what appeared to be a female laying on her stomach, what appeared to be blood on her back. I could see that the female was wearing a white in color shirt with some type of design on the clothing. The female was partially covered by a pink in color blanket, which was covering just above the waistline and the lower portion of her body. Except in Stuart's freaking information, I'm sorry, Stanley. In Stanley's freaking information, too many S's. Stuart, Stanley.
Really,
Stanley.
I know.
Like Jesus. Okay, Stanley's information, he's saying that the blankets were pulled back before anybody went in there. But this guy is saying that they weren't. They were partially covering her.
Partially, right, yeah.
Right. So which one is this?
Just above the waistline.
These words matter. These words matter in a crime scene investigation. And these are seasoned officers who should know that shit. Okay? They're not Hughes, who is brand new. And the lower portion of the body. All right. So let's keep going. All right. So.
Exactly, Kaylee. Yep.
Okay. The sheet also appeared to have blood on it. Sergeant Stanley checked for a pulse and could not locate one. At this point, we exited the residence and made contact with Captain Weatherford and advised him of the situation. The remaining time I was on scene, I was a supervisor, reviewed photographs, and conducted a diagram of the scene using the Sokia Total Station. Attaches a diagram of the scene along with measurements. The following measurements inside the incident location, the Diestro instrument was utilized. These items were documented at the request of the crime scene lead investigator, Sergeant Stanley. The individual evidence location measurements were collected. The following are approximate locations and not exact locations. Interesting. The item locations are representations for the purpose of diagramming the scene based on information provided by Sergeant Stanley. And basically, it's all the same shit that we went over.
Right.
Okay, let's see if there's anything else he says besides that.
That's a discrepancy, yeah.
No, and then here's just the diagrams. Okay,
yeah.
So there we go. And that's that.
Okay, and Jennifer was asking, I think Peanuts Nana answered, though, which room had the BB marks?
It wasn't the hallway. The hallway. Yes, the hallway had the little marks down the hallway.
She had it right. Nana had it right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always chart as if you are going to be called to testify court. Law enforcement is told to do the same. Exactly. Which
is why I originally had a problem with the moving evidence, but now I'm beginning to think they moved the evidence as they were standing there trying to figure out what was going on. Well, okay, so if we put this down here, that looks like that. You know, I do want to pull up okay, let me go see if I can grab the crime scene photos real quick. Hold on, what? Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so let me go look at this real quick. I want to do the crime scene.
And, in hearing what they're saying about they were both, needed their wheelchairs. It's like, I'm starting to feel like, Gypsy should have been pushing Dee Dee that day we saw them at the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would love to talk to him sometime, Nana. Really. Her husband's a PO. Said how bad they screwed up the crime.
Oh, wow.
Scene. Like, yeah, they did. They really did. And the whole thing is once they got the confession, then everything was off. No more looking, no more discovery. Nope, it's over. We're done. The whole case just has been, there's just so many layers and so much information. Oh my word.
Why can't I find
notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks? I have stuff written down. I can't imagine how many Fancy has at this point. I really can't. Because you can't keep it straight. You can't.
These aren't all of them. Where the hell is what I'm looking for? Oh, fuck me. Okay, I think this is where they would be.
You don't go from being that rotten of a person to just to just go around today and say, "Oh, I'm not that person anymore." Girl,
Okay, I'm a little irritated.
what's the matter?
I'm gonna show you this. See, I've got to like move it over so she's not there. Okay, but here we go. All right, let's see
Right.
here.
Right. The post was yeah.
That's the bottom of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any straps? Do you see
By
any
the
black
floor?
straps attached to the bed? Yes.
Down by the floor?
Where? Because I don't see them. No.
Oh no, that's part of the bed missing.
Yeah. No. There's no. See,
I don't
I'm
see
telling
not
you.
there. Is there anything on the other side?
No, nothing there either. Look, nothing. That's the whole bed. That's from
But then
that side to that side.
who's saying that they saw straps?
They've put it out, pictures of them showing straps, and I'm telling you, I didn't see straps, and I wondered how I missed them. Hold on, am I still showing?
So we
I
don't
can't
have
see
any
it.
pictures with the straps.
Not that I know of. I'm telling you, I didn't see straps there. So unless they came out in another freaking crime scene thing, let me go see what he said he collected. Did he collect freaking? Hold on, let's see if he
I've
collected
never
stamps.
seen anything or heard anything about it. I haven't.
See, that's the thing. I hadn't either, and they keep telling me, "Oh, there's straps at the bottom of the bed."
Mm-mm.
Okay, hold on. A white sheet, flowered pillow, pink in color, blue in color blanket, white blanket, pink fitted sheet, white fitted sheet, foam pad, white bath, white pillow, possible blood spot, swab of possible blood, 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 Walmart bag.
Yeah, the next NG Able is Brie. That's who the
Blood,
next
blood,
name
blood, vacuum sweeper, spray bottle, ring,
She's
blood,
too
blood,
stupid
blood,
to
blood,
even know
blood,
it.
blood, 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 water bottle, red bottle of carpet cleaner, white bowl, package of wet wipes, cardboard box, blue large carry bag, 3 pairs of eyeglasses, gray plastic tub of miscellaneous paperwork, red binder,
Nope, no
possibly
chains.
body
Nope,
fluid sample, possibly body fluid sample, bus fare
no
card,
dog
unopened
collars,
box, binder
no
with
handcuffs.
paperwork, binders with paperwork, and 2 VHS tapes. No freaking straps. I told
No
you.
straps,
I
no
did not think
chains, no
so.
dog collars, no handcuffs, no nothing.
So somebody doctored it and put it out there and tried to convince everybody that, there's straps. I am so sick of this shit. This is why this case is so fucked up.
Keeps getting
Because
jacked up.
yahoos run around just doing fucking bullshit shit and doing this.
No, I mean you and that's why we vet everything, you know what I mean? And if we do pass along information, we want to know that it's true.
And I saw the straps in the photo, so I was like, well, maybe I missed that photo, so I was going with it. God damn it, I'm so sick of this shit.
Yeah, I questioned my own self. I did. I'm like, wow, I really missed that. I mean,
Thank you, Karen.
Think about how many nights we have looked at these photos and gone.
Do you have them right now, Karen? Can you email them right now? That would be great. See how this story gets twisted because some idiot decides to fuck with it.
Right, and I agree with why the straps would be there. I agree.
Right,
with
you
why
understand
they
that.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. Her one character said she likes to punch, and well, her knuckles were pretty black and blue, so there's that. Her other character was she likes to cut her nails into a point so they can scratch. Indeed, he had scratches on her, so there's that. There's that. It's not the typical, I don't like to be told no. You know what I'm saying? It's not your typical, I don't like being told no.
No.
You remember what happened the last time somebody went up against me, don't you, Fancy?
You remember the last person that got in my way?
Got in my way.
I'm going to look at these again. I'm not sharing my screen, right? Okay, so let me look at these again. No straps. No straps.
The cloth. Yes, I see what you're saying. Okay, so they're saying the cloth could have been like binding.
No.
What I understand
No.
that cloth that she had was a religious piece of was it a piece of a dress or something, Vance?
It's a rosary. It's different pieces of fabric that she ties together. That's not what we're talking about. People put literal black.
No. But they're asking, could it have been those?
No.
Right.
No. That's not what I'm. That's what I'm saying. They put. There's a picture with literal black straps around the bottom. The prayer cloth is underneath her. It was literally found right here underneath her body. I do think it could have been used if they wanted to put her like this for a little bit, because there was some wrapping around here, but that's not the straps we're talking about. People
So I
literally,
mean, if it's not in what we have,
it doesn't exist.
exactly, then somebody, you know what I mean? Like Jennifer said, you know what? People love to Photoshop.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you're
again,
gonna get
no
a lot
button
of things.
strap.
You know what I'm saying? That's why if you guys honestly, and I'm not trying to blow it up or anything, but if you want it, you want the truth, this is where you need to come, because we're not gonna pass anything off that's not true. And if we don't know, we'll tell you we don't know, and we'll try to figure out an answer for you. We're not just gonna bypass it and throw off anything, and let something be out there that's not true. I mean,
Oh my God,
it's hard enough getting through this case without all this, right? Unless they're at the top of the bed, or at the top of the bed.
No. The picture I saw had black straps coming out of the bottom of the bed, and I'm
I don't
even
see
looking
how
to
we
see.
would have missed that.
That's exactly what I said. And I was like, okay, but I saw the picture and I'm like, well, I guess maybe it's a picture I didn't have, because I think they did get a couple of them. Let me see if I can find it on TikTok. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, you're giving me the ones at the top of the bed. Yeah, okay, you're right. That's the ones. That's not the one I've seen. All right, so
Did you get the ones from Karen?
Yes, that's what I just said. Yes,
okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
And that's the ones at the top of the bed and the prayer cloth underneath. Let me look at this. No, shut up.
Is it maybe not necessarily around the bedpost, maybe somewhere under the bed itself?
I know where I saw them.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I actually saw the picture. I wouldn't have ever said it.
Right. Okay.
I saw them. It was two straps, one on this side, one on this side, black like straps, like what you use to tie something up.
Right.
Like
you would. Right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Like, and they were long straps. They were very evident. And they're saying, oh, they had blood on them and everything else. Okay. No. So hold on.
I don't know if they went to church, but I do know she was Catholic.
They did go to church sometimes.
Or to everybody, honey. To be honest, it's kind of a fantasy.
That's true, Dragonfly. They're asking if you could show the photo again, Vance.
Just a minute. I'm looking to see if I can find one that has the straps, though. Just give me a second. There's my dryer sheet video from a long time ago. That's funny. Is that from my original? Wait a minute. That's what? Oh, okay. That's okay. I thought it was from my old account. I was like, did my old account come back and I don't even know? I'm looking. I saw this fucking photo. Why can I not find it now? There is the clean blood stain right down there, but at the end of the bed. Okay, so this one, I'm going to show this one real quick. Let me take off my blur. No, okay, hold on. Pause it right there. Let me take off my blur. Settings, visual effects, virtual backgrounds, blur, none. Okay, so this one, if you look right here, right there, do you see that? The marker with the little thing next to it. Can you see it, guys?
Yes, I can see it.
That's the half stained blood, and that is literally, if you zoom out, that's right at the, so it's all the way. So here's the one side. Okay, so this is the left, this is the right hand side of the bed, and that stain is over there on the left hand side of the bed, right where on the bed is another stain that shouldn't be there. But there's still no straps. There are no straps in this. So whoever did that, they fucking photoshopped it. Assholes. There's a word.
That's a good word.
Now I got to make a video about this.
We have them all, correct?
I don't know, because Into the Weeds could have gotten more from Nicholas's, but still the straps would have been in there, because the picture that I showed you at the beginning is while Dee Dee's still in the bed.
Right.
Okay. So they would have taken those pictures and it would be listed in the diagram that the guy did. So no, there's no straps. This is some bullshit that somebody freaking photoshopped on there. Asshat.
Not cool.
Freaking asshat. Not cool. So now I got to make a video about this, because there are no straps down there. Annoying.
Yeah. It sucks when you can't just report. You have to fix what other people are screwing up.
I don't have the photo, or otherwise I would show it to you straight up blowing minds. That's the thing. I can't put it into a reverse editor app because I don't have it. I don't have it. I saw it. I don't know where I saw it. Somebody has it somewhere.
Can you put the picture up though one more time? At the
Yeah.
bottom of the bed.
Hold on, let me make
so
sure
they can see, because a couple people are asking.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to put this one up. Okay, add to stage. So this is the prayer cloth you guys are talking about right here.
Exactly, Kaylee.
Okay, so that's the prayer cloth. That's that. All right. So then let me stop sharing before, and I got to find the other picture again. All right, so bottom of the bed.
Yeah, Barb has them too.
Okay, let's see here. Bottom of the bed. Now, where'd it go? Gosh darn it. Where the frick?
Yeah, there's something weird on Gypsy's bed. I noticed that at the end of her bed.
Yeah, because it's hospital bed.
Yeah. That's right. Hers is a hospital bed. I'm right. She tries to blow that Barney thing off like that was nothing. That my mom was washing that for me. Well, let's see. First of all, you were 23. What the hell did your Barney need a wash for? What were you doing with your Barney, you freak? Why did it need washed? You're 23. She really tried to pass that off.
Let me look at her bed real quick and see if I see anything there. Just in case that's what they
Okay, cool. Thanks, Susie.
No, it's not that one either. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go.
I wouldn't doubt it, Nana. That's exactly what my thoughts were. Like, why the hell is your mom? And why is she washing anything anyways if she's sick? Girl, why aren't you doing the washing?
There you go.
Yeah, poor Barney.
Do you see any straps? Because I sure shit don't.
No.
Nope.
No.
Here's the box. Here's the side of the box that Christy tried to tell me was the prescription pad under the bed. That's the box.
She had some bruising. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Abel. She did have bruising around her wrist, didn't she? But I mean, they could have been holding her by him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm not saying that they're not used. I think that she was held and tortured and all of that. What I'm telling you though is in the crime scene photos, there's no straps.
They're not on the bed.
They're not on the bed.
And there's nothing in the police reports. Like I said, there was no chains, there was no handcuffs, there was no dog leashes,
Nothing.
there was none of that. None of that.
Right. Right. So again,
not even her negligees and her dresses. It's bizarre to me. Those aren't in the crime scene photos that I've seen.
I'm going to say it one more time, guys. Please stop questioning what I'm saying. Don't tell me maybe it's the white ring around the bottom as a strap. No, I'm telling you what I personally saw was a picture of the bed with the bottom of the bed and 2 black straps coming out. I know what the straps are, okay? I know what those straps are. I'm not stupid. I know what they are. Like, I'm
not assuming that you're stupid. We're just trying to.
I'm trying to tell you, I know what kind of straps they were.
Yeah. The straps that you saw. Right.
Yes. I know what kind of straps they were. They're the kind of straps for binding. Yes. Okay. But she did have handcuffs in her runaway bag. She did.
She said maybe they think the white ring around the bottom is a strap, not her.
No, the picture was showing the 2 black straps, showing it and pointing to the straps.
Oh, I see. So they saw the straps too then, not just you.
Right. Whoever posted the picture was posting it as photo evidence that the straps were there.
That's so crazy. I wish we could find that now.
Gosh, damn it.
We need to find that.
I'm looking. It's probably on GRB Snark or GRB Evidence, maybe. Let me look in the evidence one because they have more of the evidence stuff. Hold on. I have one other place I can check for it.
Yeah, them kind of straps.
I'm trying to tell you, and not trying to tell you, I know what these straps look like. Okay, that's why I recognized them immediately. I was like, how in the fuck did I not see these straps? What are you freaking talking about?
Oh, it was either Trixie Lane or Morgan Elena that posted the strap video.
That what?
It was Trixie Lane or Morgan Elena that posted the strap video.
Fabulous. Thank you. Trixie Lane. All right.
Yeah, at this point, it's had been photoshopped. I agree.
All right, let's go to Trixie and see if she posted it. Do you guys know what it was in? Was she live? Was she doing an actual video just on it?
I didn't see it. Exactly, Kaylee.
No, not that one.
They do. They have a lot of videos.
Let me just see if I can see it here.
I know, Mooncat. She totally would have.
Okay, it's not Trixie. So you said Morgan Elena, maybe? Is it Elena? How does she spell Elena? Is it with an A or an E?
A, I think.
I found her, Morgan Elena. Okay, let's see here. Videos.
You guys are killing me in chat. Yeah, it could be. It could be in the middle of a long video.
Fuck, I don't know. That's why I'm looking. I'm trying to find somebody that just made a video just about that. Maybe that's 1 year ago.
Let me text.
Hold on. I'm going to ask Julie and them their life. Let me see if they know.
I'm asking Alicia right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think she was hiding in the bathroom at all. You know, Kaylee, no evidence can convince me that she wasn't already gone before Nick got there. And what's blowing my mind really right now is her coming out and saying, you know, well, do I have to take a lie detector test? I'll take a lie detector test. But it's not like everybody has one in their house. Like, okay, well, you could go to the police station and do that, you know? I swear on my daughter. I swear on my daughter. He told me to do those things. Wow. Yeah. So she's still that great person she was 10 years ago. Oh, it was on Billy Knox. Oh, she can't hear me. Maybe if I yelled a little louder. Mm-mm-mm. Nope, she's never going to change. You know why? Because she doesn't want to. She doesn't see a problem. She sees no problem. Well, she looks happy about something, so.
I don't recall seeing them either now, and they're
Billy
so they're going to look for them.
Billy
If
Knox.
anybody sees them, they'll send them to me. But
Billy
now I'm
Knox.
really frustrated because I saw them with my own two eyes,
Billy
like
Knox.
literally with my own two eyes.
Billy Knox.
I'm so frustrated.
Are you hearing me?
Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear
Hello?
me? Hello?
Can you hear me? Oh, I've got myself muted. There. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Could you hear me the whole time?
Yeah, but you couldn't hear me. I'm
couldn't hear
telling you, Billy Knox. It was Billy Knox that did it. I'm looking at Hurricane Hunter's videos from 2 months ago, and she is showing the episode that Billy Knox did.
Billy Knox on YouTube then, or Billy Knox on TikTok?
I don't know.
Crime with Billy Knox.
Yes, YouTube.
YouTube. Do you know which one it is? Part 11, the blood and the evidence. Is that it? I bet you that's it.
Hey everyone, Billy Knox here.
No, shut up, Billy.
Isn't that the person they thought you were?
I think so at one point. I don't see it in that one. I'm gonna be real mad if it's her too, because everybody freaking loves her.
Hey, we'll see you soon. Exactly, Mooncat. I swear on my child and God.
Hurricane Hunter was probably where I saw
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. We both like and support everything Becca's doing.
Let me see if it's Hurricane Hunter.
We are on the truth train. Yep, she's doing good work, man. She's doing really good work.
Yes, she is. Really proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened last night was some bullshit.
Everything she's doing does matter, regardless of what other people may say. It
All
absolutely
right. Well,
matters.
I don't see it now. I wish I had taken a picture of it. Maybe I did. I might have taken a picture of it if I actually thought about it. Straps. Straps.
Yeah, she's legit. I mean, she tries her hardest to be legit. Things get glitched, and then we all talk, and then we figure it out, and it's all good. But yeah, she's legit.
No, I don't have them.
Exactly. Me too, Nana. FBI. I don't trust
Maybe
those
I
people.
saw them.
I mean, look, if the cops were really called during the Woo Woo Bestie thing, then that was all a bunch of bullcrap because they're obviously friends.
No, not the ones under her body, the ones attached to the bed. That's what I'm looking for. And I knew I hadn't seen them. And I remember saying, I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. But let's see here.
Um, there's a content creator that was coming back that had things to say about Perez Hilton and had things to say about the Truth Train and that what's the point? What is mainstream media? Um, do you want a guy like Perez being the person that's helping you with this? Um, just downing and shitting all over everything that all the work that everybody has done. And it didn't go over well. And it's not going to go over well.
No, it's not going to go over well. If you want to know what I wrote, I can read it. But that's my official statement. I mean, the
You know what
official
I'm saying?
statement,
You
I put it
can't
out.
knock. I mean, he was knocking his own people that were up on freaking panel, dude. I just didn't even understand that. Insulting them and insulting their morals. And they just sat there and I'm going, what? See, Alicia has never seen it. And she's all over this.
I don't know. I saw it. I know I saw it. That's the problem. Like I physically saw it, or I would not have actually said the words. And that's why I was like, how in the fuck did I miss
Well, I
those?
mean, even if there were there, supposedly, allegedly, whatever, I would say Gypsy was strapping her mama. Yeah,
Of
that's what
course.
we think, but they're not. We're not seeing them.
She said, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured you would. I just didn't want to say specific names and whatever. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, sorry I couldn't find the picture, but now I know that there aren't straps down there. So if anybody says that there's straps at the bottom of the bed,
I feel the
there are
same way,
not.
Javanka.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Imagine her
imagine
going,
her on the Steve Wilkos show doing a lie detector test.
dude, she would pass. I can't begin to explain to you that she would.
Okay, here's somebody that works for us who's also a victim of Munchausen by proxy. Her name's Alicia. And I messaged her about the photo, and she said, but no, I have never seen any of the crime scene photos. They have straps at the end of the bed. Who the hell is trying to say that now? Believe me, I've studied those crime scene photos, but I never saw straps at the end of the bed.
There you go. That's what I said. And then I saw him the other night and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And I should have taken a damn screenshot, but I think I saw it on my computer and not on my phone. And that's why I didn't screenshot it.
But I'm glad that, you know, it was brought back to our attention, so we can keep an eye out for it. And now you guys know, you know, not to believe it. And if you see it anywhere, you can say, no, that's fake. We've seen the real stuff, and there's nothing there. The crime scene is bad enough, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need. That's not even something that's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All I know is there's no damn straps, but there is blood on the rug. That is for damn sure. There's the moving blanket. No, I don't see any straps anywhere. Nope. See, I knew I wasn't wrong. I rarely am. Just for shits and giggles. I mean, I don't get it wrong very often. I don't get it wrong very often.
Honestly, she says, honestly, Amy, I truly believe that Dee Dee knew her daughter was psycho and knew how deranged she was and was trying to protect the public from her. Gypsy is the one who put herself, hang on, in that wheelchair. And I think Dee Dee went along with it, or Dee Dee didn't know until 2011. But I believe that towards the end, Gypsy was not in a wheelchair. She was running around the house, tormenting her mother. And I believe that she was abusing her mother, had been abusing her mother for years at that house. And her mother was terrified of her. I believe that too.
I do too. There's that damn pillow. Ooh, wow. Is that as much of it as I thought? That's more saturated, so that's just little pieces of blood on it. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. She brought up the bruised knuckles.
All right. You liked what I had to say? I mean, you know what? We'll close it out and I'll tell you what I had to say because I'm going to read it.
It's good enough. It's good enough to hear again. Let's just say, you know, and I mean, I don't know what the point of that was. I don't know what he was trying to prove. I'm not sure. All I know is it's looking like he might be on the side of the Blanchards. That's all I'm saying. Because why would you try to screw with something good that we got going right now? Why would you try to? Why would you try to do anything to deter what we are doing? Fancy, take it.
That's what I said.
Did you did everything but mention the booger pillow, but everything else you're right on about.
Right. You have made it abundantly clear that you suffer from short man's disease. You can't stand that once you were eradicated from our community. Funny how much progress and unity happened. As much as you are obsessed with Stern, you will never come close to being him. And furthermore, why would you want to be? You're vile and you have no sense of humor. Your bullying and chaos creation isn't going to fly this time. We all see you. Funny, just another thing I've been right on. You are an insecure blowhard who is so arrogant you can't even realize we don't need or want you here. You had your shot. Let the adults take it from here, you small-minded imp. I watched your dog and pony show tonight for one reason, to watch you turn on your friends. You know exactly with who each one of you is. I said, we know now exactly who each one of you is. I mean, I clocked it all last year, but that's kind of what I do. You have no honor, loyalty, or sense. Perez posted a link to a media site showing the picture of Miley. who you wanted to hammer home was 17. Correct, she was, but she was also a performer on stage gyrating in way more revealing clothes. If you have a problem with the exploitation, why not call out her parents, her manager, agent, choreographers, and
Right.
the actual site that posted the pic? Because
Right.
it doesn't fit your narrative. Are you mad that we finally got real truth moving and you had nothing to do with it? Or am I right? You've been a controlled opposition the whole time. Are you mad? Is Perez perfect? Far from it. Personally, I wasn't a fan before. I don't need to be to understand what doors he can open. Nobody says he's our champion. Yes, he may be controversial. Is he problematic? Sure. He is just one messenger, and trust that there will be more. We can't police everyone talking about this. If we could, the FBI of pseudo intellectual bottom feeders, and honey, that's what I meant, not suddenly intellectual.
part.
I said pseudo intellectual.
Pseudo-intellectuals.
Bottom feeders would not be here. We cannot stop Perez from covering the case. But we can inform him and his spotlight on it and bring others to the story to begin to learn. Glad to know you finally admit you aren't here for truth, justice, or common sense. The way you treat women is appalling. Why not move on to the news story like you do once you set your bomb off? In the words of Candace Owens, fuck you, James, and the midget horse you rode in on. Hang it up. You and your whole panel are washed up and irrelevant. What have you done? What have you contributed? What you did to Starlight, Audrey, and Becca was despicable, coming from the hate in your heart. You are not worth our efforts. I implore you to unsubscribe and report this trash. Nobody. Have the day you deserve. I think I posted.
It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. And I mean, I like, listen, it was bad enough. The shit he pulled last year and the way he went at you, and I've had it. And and I know there's certain people that are getting the videos and the FOIAs and whatever, but they are guilty too. They say and do shit too. So does the millennial chick. So does freaking cutting board Dawn cutting board. Sorry. You know what I mean? And it's grow the fuck up. We're all supposed to be on the same team. All right. And I'll say, like I said, to End of the Weeds today, I'm done with the bullshit. I'm sick of people talking about my friend. I'm sick of you dragging her name when she's done nothing to you. We've not talked about you. We've not talked to you. We've not done nothing. I've watched her work her ass off. And quite honestly, you guys wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for my girl sitting here right fucking now. Okay.
Susie Q, there are black straps on the bed in this video. What bed? In what video? In my video? In the current thing we're doing right now? No, there's not. What are you talking about, Susie Q? Anyway, I can't play the music or we'll get in trouble, but just think of this with morbid face and the song Short Dick Man. Short dick, man. Short dick, that's all I think of. Sent me a link.
She sent you the link. Crime Scene for Dummies. The link doesn't work on the channel. Is Crime Scene for Dummies sent you the link to the video?
Crime Scene for Dummies. Which one on Crime Scene for Dummies? Where'd you send me the link?
She sent the link on our Gmail.
Because I don't have it.
Appreciate you doing all this, Susie. I know you're trying to.
And sorry, I'm not being rude when I'm yelling at you. I'm just like frustrated because I'm like, what do you mean you have it?
Yeah. But anyway, I'm done with people talking shit about my friend. I'm sick of it.
Since the link doesn't work, the channel is Crime for Dummies. Okay, but what's the name of? Oh, you sent it up
in the chat.
Okay.
In the chat.
Hold on, it may not have come through. Hold on. I know Crime for Dummies, so just tell me which one it is.
Not seeing it.
Hold on. I know Crime for Dummies, though, so just give me a second.
So I guess Perez was calling out Gypsy.
I'm sure he was.
She was
I've
in
seen
it.
him doing it.
She was in his chat. That's what Mooncat was saying. She was in his chat, and he was like, "You should still be in prison."
Okay.
That was.
I just
It
need
was
you to tell me
David.
what's the name of the one. Just tell me the name of the video on there.
No, they don't. They don't. And I just don't like that they have to make their little digs at my friend, man. Grow up. That's all. That's just how I feel about it. Grow up. Get over it. Whatever your deal is, get over it, because you look very classless with the way you're acting. Like, seriously.
Is it the 8-minute video? From a no, that's the Nick Godejohn one.
It's called Gypsy Rose Crime Scene Photos.
And then is it Dee Dee Blanchard murder Nick Godejohn police real house, or is it different? Where's their damn page? Really? Why can't I find their fucking page?
She said yes. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me look at this. Why didn't it search?
I just love our people.
Okay, here it goes. Okay, so let me see here. All right, I'm going to play it. Play. It's the outside of the house. That's the inside. Here's the bed. Honey, I'm looking directly at it. There is no freaking straps on this bed.
Same, Kick Cancer. I feel the same way. And the people that are serious about it are working together, you know? Like Fancy said in her message to him, we don't need you. We just don't. We're doing fine without you. We're working great together.
No straps on the bed, honey. There's no straps on the bed in this one either. Nope.
I'd like to know where Dr. Phil is too. Would love to know where Dr. Phil is right now.
Yeah, no, there's no straps on that bed either. So.
Well, damn. We can search
No.
for it when we're not on a live.
Well, as I'm saying, I just went through it and I saw the bed picture. There's no straps on it either. There's no straps on the bed. Yeah, so no,
So,
there's
well,
no straps.
the point being is, if you guys see it, just know that it's likely not real, and if you can, email it to us.
But I mean, I do believe that there's a case that can be made for straps being there. It just doesn't. It's not in the crime scene photos. Because
You're good,
I
Susie. You were
believe
trying
that
to
they
help.
tied her up at the end of the bed. I do think that could be a possibility with the fact that there's that pooling at the bottom of the bed, and they moved the pillow down to the bottom of bed and moved it from there. So yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, but I don't see them, and they're not in the crime scene photos. Okay, fabulous.
Yeah.
We got that. I'm gonna, I think I said what I had to say about Morbid. That's my official
Thank you,
statement.
Susie.
I have
Appreciate
nothing
it.
else to say. I don't want to discuss him over here. I don't want to talk
No,
about him. I don't
no.
really want to talk about content creators unless it's a content creator that we're trying to support and help. And
Yeah, I
and
normally don't. I
us.
normally don't. You know me. I don't say a whole hell of a lot. Today
I know
was
you
just that day. I was scrubbing through one of their videos, and she had Dawn cut whatever up there, and she's like, make sure you guys go follow her because she's one of the only ones that still have the fancy videos up. Like, why is that necessarily?
And all it is
Why
is
is it
videos of her
necessary?
just making shit up about me. None of it is even true.
Just grow the fuck up already. You're adults, man.
Right. Right.
Let's
Well-
work on this case. Let's move forward. Let's get the truth forward. Stop ripping each other apart, especially the one that went against all the masses when everybody else was believing GRB was still the abused little girl. Fancy was the only one that was talking against everybody. So that's how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Y'all can shove it up your ass because you wouldn't be nowhere without this woman sitting right here. And I'm done. I'm done now. Okay. That's it. I said what I had to say, and that's it. Stop fucking with my friend there. Now I'm done.
They don't like me because I won't play with them. I don't play ball.
No,
I
the
am
thing with
truth and
Dawn,
she's
let's
wrong.
get that straight right now, because she was wrong completely. She
Right.
got on your ass about the HIPAA and said you're doing a HIPAA violation, and I know what I'm doing, and blah 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 fucking blah. And she don't know her ass from her god blessed elbow. She
Yeah.
don't know dick. She's jealous.
Yep. And she didn't like that. Called her out on it. I was basically like, look, HIPAA don't apply to me. I'm not a medical professional. Colleen didn't see her. The only people that are medical professionals that can't do it are the people that saw her. They can't talk, but we can because she gave us the documents to analyze. Just like every other analyst out there, that's what Colleen did, was analyze the freaking back records that were given to us. That's it. Nothing else.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And she didn't like that.
You know?
She got pissed, and then she started coming for me with the rest of them, Brandy and 1980 and Renelle Smith and Down the Rabbit Hole. Like, they all are just hideous, horrible people, in my opinion.
They just all, yeah. I don't understand it. I mean, because they do produce some decent content. You know what I'm saying? But they gotta
Sometimes.
throw those digs in at you, man. They just do, and they get away with it. And I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of it. I love you. You're my friend. It hurts me to see that people talk shit like this about you when I know you and I know your heart. You know what I mean? It's like we all have to be on the same page. We just do. And we have to keep our focus. We can't be,
We've all agreed.
Here's Fancy's mugshot. Look, I put it on a fucking towel
25 years ago.
Like, how is that making progress? Just asking for a friend. How's that making progress?
It's not. But whatever.
Like I said, grow up and do better, people. Grow up and do better. Or just don't even talk about her. You know what I'm saying? There's that. You could do that too, you know?
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, Merry Christmas.
It's been a great live. It's been a long live.
This is a great live. Thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate all the super chats and every single one of you for being
all
here
the new
with us
members.
today.
Thank you to the new members.
Woo woo! New members.
Thank you for everybody's support. I love the communication in the chat. I love talking to all y'all.
And
exactly, Karen.
We will be live tonight, discussing the same information though, over on TikTok tonight. I'll probably play the video of the whole thing over there again tonight, and we'll probably break it down. I don't think I'm going to go over all of the actual
supplemental. Maybe we can just go over like what specifically is different about the report.
Right.
You know?
But yeah, I'm going to I'll play the interview over there again.
Same to you. Happy holidays.
You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we will see you
Happy
back
holidays.
here right after.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah. All of those things. Everything.
All
if I missed anything, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. While the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holidays to you.
There you go. Bye, guys. Have a good one from the Good Wives. Serving up true crime. One dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah.